Welcome back, brothers, to the E-Gang podcast. I'm your host, Grizzly. I'm joined today by my co-hosts, Hatter.
What's good, y'all?
Aderlin.
What's up?
And Extend. We got a couple of guests on the... Oh, my bad. I didn't even mean to cut you off. That's my bad. We got a couple of guests on the podcast today. We have a recurring guest, Ninja.
Hello.
We got another reoccurring guest, Lambo.
Hey.
And a brand new guest to the podcast, Punished.
Hey.
Alright.
So, boys, honestly...
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, sorry, you were gonna say?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, today we got some shit. Like, Ader, start us off. What's up?
I don't like ghosts. Any of y'all like ghosts?
Let's get it.
Let's get it.
The only ghost I like is the Ghostbusters, the movie. That's the only ghost I like.
Yeah.
Fucking Slimer goo, all that shit. Nah.
Slimer goo, hell
honestly.
yeah, bro. They made a second one. You guys heard?
No,
Apparently
I
they made a
will not
second
watch
one.
it. I won't watch it.
I'm not watching it. I never watched it. I don't want to ruin it. The classic will stay the classic and the best.
Wait, the one with the girls or like the second?
The one with the girls is
thought-
the new one.
No, I thought there was a second one.
Oh, I
Yeah,
didn't
that's
know
what
there
I'm
was a
talking
second
about.
one. Yeah,
That's
the
what
one
I'm
with the
talking
girls is the
There's a
second
second one.
Yeah.
What
There
the fuck?
was a new one they dropped that I think was on Halloween last year. I don't remember when, but I've had a feeling it's on Halloween.
Gotcha.
Alright, I wanna start like a little short story.
Real quick before we start that, Hatter, do you have YouTube running in the background?
I do not, brother.
Alright, go ahead, never mind.
Okay, go ahead, Nathan. Go ahead, brother. It's all you.
Oh shit, my bad.
You straight.
I'm not sure. So basically, when I was a little kid, like I used to see demons and shit, like as a kid, and like.
Yeesh.
Hey, hold up. We are gonna be talking about ghosts. If you couldn't get the fucking joke at the start, we're talking about some paranormal activity. Go ahead, continue. Let's get it.
Alright. It's like when I was a kid, I used to see demons and shit. Like, it was fucking. laughing.
He's
Oh
laughing
my
at the
God.
mug at the way
I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
You're good. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Go ahead, go
Goofy
ahead,
ass.
go
Goofies. All right, come on.
Shit, fuck this fuck. So basically, I used to see demons and shit like that. And like.
What do you mean you used to see demons,
sure you're
homie?
not
What the
possessed?
fuck do you mean?
It's fucking
Hold on, alright, hold on. I've heard this
demons.
story. Explain why. Like, explain, not, like, don't go into deep detail.
I haven't heard
like,
this story. Hold on.
Explain a
Go
little
make
bit
it
of shit about, like, your mom and why you used to see demons. Don't go super deep into it, but just, like, tell, because you've told me this story before.
I think. I don't know, like, okay, so basically my mom sees demons and I see demons too. Like, basically my whole family sees, like, ghosts and paranormal shit. And it's, like, really, like, it's not, like, I got used to it. Like, when I was a kid, I find it so fucking scary. And, like, in Mexico, it's fucking, it's
Yeah, bro.
Wait, Santa,
I've heard
is it
plenty
Santa
of shit
Muerte
about
or
that.
some shit?
It's the scariest shit.
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
heard
they
that
do.
a lot, bro. I've heard that shit a lot. Like
Like,
Hispanics
They
and
worship,
stuff
like,
see that
Santa
shit.
Muerte.
Yeah,
Oh,
like,
bro.
Some shit down there.
Day of the Dead and
Like,
shit. All right.
Who?
like,
They can see
last
story.
summer,
Hispanics?
last summer, I used to
nah,
stay.
Pause. Go ahead, Nathan.
Like last summer, I used to stay with my grandma, and like
Right.
it was like it was like an afternoon and shit, and I just woke up, and like I wake up, my room's dark. It's like there's like a barely like just you can still see sunlight and shit. It's just like slightly like dark, and I wake up, I get ready to open the door, and like something's like telling me like something like I feel something like a present right behind me. So I turn my head and I see like head, shoulder, a fucking bitch in the wedding dress.
And that's when I turn around and start throwing fucking hands.
Jeez.
Yeah. And
That's when I start turning around and I throw a right hook at that bitch. Continue.
Back to
Bro,
like
I'm running out of my
the
fucking
origin
house.
story. So when I was a kid, I used to see demons and shit, yada yada yada, and like
Yada, yada,
one
yada,
time-
like it's a normal fucking thing.
yeah, it's a fucking thing. And like I wake up like one night from a nightmare, just like a fucking terrible nightmare, and this nightmare was like, oh, it felt real, if you know what I mean. Like the nightmare, like it was
Like a
something
night
out.
terror
Like
type shit.
it was like the nightmare. It was like I checked my window, like I opened it in the nightmare, and it was like I saw some fucking like something like standing all the way down like in the front lawn,
Yeah.
and I check it in real life, and I'm like, oh shit, it's still there.
Ooh.
Jesus,
And I
that's
was,
fucking scary,
That's
bro.
creepy.
and I was like, oh shit,
Wait, what was it
Bro, I
though?
would run up that bitch.
what was
It's a
it like?
demon.
It was like one black, and like this was white.
Like a shadow type, like a
Is it a
shadow
female?
person, like a all black figure, like one of them bitches.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Oh man, we got. I
But it was
got
kinda
stories
one-
about that. Continue.
It was
Bro,
kind of like
I would
wearing a
ro-
I
mask.
got stories too.
And then like once we were moving out, I fell asleep, and like I thought like I always used to be like really sick when I was a kid, like terrible fucking sick. And I thought they put like my mom put like that burning cream on your chest.
Like Vicks or
Yeah.
some shit.
Yeah,
Sage,
like,
yes.
yeah. No, not
Yeah,
sage.
Vicks.
The fuck. It's like this
Vicks.
cream you put on your
Yeah,
fucking
Vicks.
chest to like help.
Does it help you
Yeah,
breathe?
Vicks.
Oh.
Yeah, it's Vicks.
Yeah, shit like that. But like I thought she put it on my back. I was like, why the fuck would she put it on my back? And then like I'm not like I was fucking crying. I was in so much pain. And then like my mom lifted up my shirt and she saw like deep fucking claw marks, like 6 of them, like deep in my back.
Bro, was your house ever haunted? Like, I feel
Oh
like
yeah,
your
I've
house
been-
is haunted.
Yeah, my house has been haunted before.
Because the only way you would see demons is if your house is fucking haunted. I have a story too as well. Sorry to cut
And
you
like-
off.
Yeah,
Go
you're
ahead.
good. And like
Continue your story.
yeah, I've been haunted. Like, well, my fucking. Well,
Bro, like,
basically, a lot of houses I used to
fucking
live in
scary.
used to be haunted as fuck. Except for this one I'm living in right now. It's pretty chill.
So, pause. When
Jesus.
you say haunted, homie, do you mean like poltergeist shit where shit's flying across the room, or do you mean like you see demons? No, seriously, bro, that poltergeist shit flying across the room, that shit is real as fuck. That shit is real, bro.
I
Like
got stories.
Hey,
summer-
Casper.
Oh, fuck out. Oh.
in the summer of like fuck 2014.
summer.
Yeah, in the summer of 2014, I got possessed.
What the
That
fuck?
shit, it was
You got
weird.
possessed?
Yeah, it was
Tell us.
weird.
Yo, I look, you want to know how'd you get possessed? Like, were you all like when it
I
came
don't-
in you, it's like, not in came in, you know, homo. That sounds so weird, but like, when it, you know, like, you know,
Pause.
you know, when it went inside of you, did you start fucking like body shaking and everything?
No,
You
it's
know?
just like when you
What
get
does it feel
possessed,
like?
you just like you realize like possessed, like you're like it just feels like you're in a like ocean of darkness and you're just floating there, naked.
Yeah, that
Like
part
that.
in
Oh,
That's
naked.
lies that he's naked. Yeah.
Floating there in darkness, naked. Alright.
Yeah. And then
It's like
like
you have the spotlight on. Sorry,
yeah,
bro.
and like in the real life, my mom and like her boyfriend at the time, and like everyone was like shaking me, telling me to get up, cause I like before I like, passed out, I screamed and cried, and then
Oh,
they
God.
was shaking, waking me up, and I was dying or some shit, and I was like, oh, I wake up like 5 minutes later, I was like, oh shit happened.
What the fuck?
Bro, that's some freaky shit, eh?
Need to call in a priest, homie.
Did you ever
Shit.
call in a priest or someone to like baptize the house with the smoke? Whatever they
Sage.
do.
My mom knows
Sage.
how to do that. She actually, yeah.
Is your mom
Yeah.
really religious and stuff, or?
No, brujería, pendejo. Brujería means black magic and shit like that.
Oh.
But like mostly Hispanic culture is like really deep in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is, bro. My mom is into this shit, bro.
Right.
Listen, I got a story for y'all. So, my mom she sees spirits, okay? Like she'll see like like she's all in, how do you say, um, she can see the dead, I guess, you know, and feel the presence, you know. She's a psychic. She's a psychic. That's the word, psychic. So, we had it was the first dinner with like her boyfriend at the time. This happened like 5 years ago. We have dinner at his place, and the guy, let's call him Bob, okay? His name is Bob. Bob's
Alright, my nigga
wife,
Bob.
my my nigga Bob, his wife passed away from cancer. Okay, it's pretty sad. And
Right.
her presence is in the house.
The fuck? That's kind of
So first day, yeah, it's fucking creepy. First day,
weird. Oh, it's not creepy. I find it weird.
first day, we had barbecue that day, and we're all outside eating, and my mom is inside in the kitchen. No, wait, hold on. Like she gets up to the table, goes in the kitchen to get some, whatever, and we're all talking outside, just laughing and talking and shit. And all you hear is, I don't want to yell because they're sleeping in the other room, but all you hear is her yelling so fucking loud, running, running out of the kitchen, coming to the back, you know, coming to us, and she starts like breathing heavily. She's like, um, she screamed at me. She just screamed at me. She's saying like the wife screamed next to her ear, like went right next to her shoulder, like as someone goes like behind you to your ear,
Yeah.
right behind you, right? And fucking screamed, like she said something, she screamed it in their ear, and that scared the living shit out of her.
Bro, that's making me turn my neck around and see who's behind me.
Bro, it was so fucked, cause like, yo, that shit is creepy. Like, she sees spirits and stuff, so she can like come at her anytime. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
any spiritual people, ghosts or like, they can just come at them and just freak
Wait,
them out or
what?
some shit.
Like,
Wait, can I ask you about
do you all know what a lucid dream is, right?
Yeah.
Nope.
Yes.
Alright,
No, I don't know.
Explain a lucid dream.
a lucid dream is like when, it's like when your mind is, no, when you're asleep, when your whole
Sleep
body's asleep,
paralysis?
but, yeah, no, it's like when
No,
your
no,
body is
no.
asleep, but your mind is awake.
Isn't that
If
sleep
that makes
No,
paralysis?
no,
sense.
no, no. A lucid
No.
dream is basically a state where you're in such a deep sleep, you have control. Your conscious still has control over what you're dreaming about. So you basically, you're in a very deep sleep. It's actually one of the most healthiest and restful sleeps you can have. But
It
your
really sounds like a good
conscious
sleep.
is still, yeah, it's still active enough that it can
Whatever you think
control
about,
your dreams.
like whatever you think about,
But
you will dream of it. Is that what you mean? Like,
yeah, like anything, like you can literally, like, most of your dreams, you feel like you're watching them on a movie screen, right? Like sometimes they're third person, but most of the time they're first person. You're just watching it lay out, like you have no control. It's just happening. At a
right?
lucid dream, you have full control. That's where people say, like, you know, when they say they're having a really scary dream and they pinch themselves and they know they can't feel it, so it's a dream. That's a lucid state dream. When they can literally sit there and pinch themselves in their dream and be like, oh, I'm dreaming. It's fine. I know this isn't real. And then they can control the state of their dream from there on out. It
There you
actually,
go.
I do a lot of research into it because I enjoy lucid dreaming. I've got to the point where I can lucid dream pretty much on command. But a lot of people make music. Like, there's a lot of people that actually like make music or make things that activate lucid dreaming in, like, while you're asleep, while you're unconscious, and just certain sounds, certain noises, certain things that happen to you can activate lucid dreaming. There's a song called Marconi Union. Marconi Union is the people who make it, and the song is called Weightless, I believe. Yeah, Marconi Union Weightless is the call of the song. There's no words in any song that instigates lucid dreaming. There's no words. It's all ambient noise that just
What
triggers
if
lucid dreaming.
what if you have a wet dream and your pee-pee starts dripping?
In a
Drip too
fucking
hard,
lucid
bitch.
dream? Trip too hard.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Lucid
what Wambo's talking about is sleep paralysis then.
Yeah, the sleep paralysis.
Oh, well, he said lucid dreaming. I thought
Well, I thought that's what it was.
No, sleep paralysis is where you can't move.
But
Yeah,
your
like you
your
wake
mind is
up.
still awake.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
I-
your mind is
Bro.
awake, you can open your eyes, but your body's still asleep, you can't move.
Bro, I know one bitch I used to fuck with back in the past. She has some shit like that. That happened
I've
to her.
had that happen to
And
me.
she sees spirits too.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
fucking
about
creepy.
to go science on you. That's mostly because at any time you're dreaming, your brain emits a chemical that keeps your muscles or anything from moving to keep you from acting out your dreams. So then people that sleepwalk or sleep talk, their brain doesn't emit enough of that chemical or doesn't emit it at all, which is what causes them to do that. And sometimes, I don't know what circumstances it would require for it to happen, but
No, no, no,
sometimes
no, no.
you could wake up
Sometimes.
and that could still be there, and then you just
Okay,
can't
that's
move
enough
until
of
you're
that,
like,
Bro,
Ninja. That's enough.
I think,
Right.
bro, I don't think
Right, no, no, no,
it's
no,
all
no, no,
that.
no, no, no,
Because
no, no.
sometimes,
No
bro,
talking over each other.
when
Quit,
there's a
quit.
spirit, when there's a spirit in the room, there's literally a spirit in the room, and you're sleeping. It
You can see that bitch.
it affects you. Yeah,
Yeah.
like the spirit can't control your fucking body. Like whatever you just said. Well, like your body can't move, but your mind is awake or some shit. That's what you
Yeah.
said.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Like, bro, this girl I've been fucking with, she told me that, and she was not playing. Like, and I believe this shit. So I don't think it's all what you just said, Ninja's like maybe depends, like, you know. But half the time, most of the time, it's spiritual. It's a spiritual thing
because
to happen.
it's happened to me once. I was just laying in my bed, like I went to bed. I woke up, it was like 1, 3 in the morning. Like at first, I couldn't see shit. Like my eyes were open, but it was like dark as hell in my room, and like I couldn't move at all. I started like flipping the hell out, and after like 5, 10 minutes, then like I could move my legs, and I was like, okay, I'm good. I don't care anymore, and I just went back to bed.
That's
Go back
that's
to bed
happened to me
like I'm
too.
good. Like, and like everything is normal.
Yeah, that's just happened to me
Like I
too.
could move my legs. I was like, okay, I'm good. Like I could move my legs, and I could like twitch like my fingers in my left hand. I was like, okay, it's getting better. I'm good. And I just went back to bed.
I
Bro, I
see.
don't think I would even go back to bed after that shit. Like, I would just like drink some water, just go outside, take some fresh air or something, you know. Knowing like I
Right,
got
I've
fucking
had-
possessed or
But
something.
there's like
I've,
a whole minute and a half. Like I couldn't move. My mind was flipping the fuck out. It was like the only like
Someone's mic is
legitimate
loud.
panic attack I have ever had. I don't hear it, so it might be mine. One moment.
So,
Maybe it is me.
it was just like a squeaky noise.
Yeah.
Oh.
oh, I'm so sorry. That was
That
me.
may
I
have
was
been
drinking a
me
bottle of
because I
water.
got up from my chair and laid down.
Yeah, I was drinking some bottle of water. But
Alright, but
quick
yeah,
question,
yeah.
guys. Who here said got possessed, or
Extend.
it was just external? Because I've heard like
Yeah.
more than one. Someone else said like they got like sleep paralysis or possessed or some shit.
Well, sleep paralysis and
I
getting
think-
possessed. But
No, I honestly feel like
Oh,
sleep
yeah, okay, I
paralysis
can
is
tell.
more of the chemical compound.
That
but
is, homie.
I've known people who like have woke up and seen a spirit and are unable to move. I don't believe it's
Yeah.
like the spirit controlling them. I believe
it's just
more
showing
like
itself
it's
right then, I guess. I don't know.
yeah, like
Showing its
you're
powers.
like there's a thing called like being paralyzed with fear. And I honestly believe that's a
Yes.
thing. Like when they wake up and they see a spirit and they're like, oh shit, like they just can't move.
Yeah.
Simply because they're afraid. They don't want to move. It's not that they can't move.
That's so
They just
true,
don't
that's so
want to.
true.
They're so
But
Hell yeah.
sorry, Nick. Go ahead.
I mean, shit. Lucid, like, okay, so not lucid dreaming. Sleep paralysis, yeah, bro. Okay, so do you think? Because people talk about it all the time when they have sleep paralysis, they'll see like a spirit.
Yeah.
Do you think the spirit chooses to show itself when you can't fucking move, or what do you guys
I think
think
that's
about that?
coincidence.
Nah.
You think
Honestly, I
it's
feel like
just
that's a
there at that time?
coincidence,
It's
yeah.
like, what up, homie?
'Cause
Well, not.
I know
homie,
there's a
probably
yeah, I
not,
know
shit,
there's a
probably
lot
not
of
homie.
people who experience
Probably not homie.
or maybe people maybe just like categorize it wrong. Like see a spirit and they're scared with fear and they're like, oh, I'm not a pussy. I wasn't afraid. Sleep paralysis. Yeah, that's what happened. Nah, you're afraid, dude. And it's not a bad thing to be afraid. Like, if people who don't know, they're gonna be afraid. People don't like shit that they
Yeah.
don't know about. Like,
If I saw
and-
some shit
and
lurking in
there's a
my
lot of
fucking
people-
room, homie, I don't fuck.
See,
I'd get.
it would
ooh.
depend with me.
Wait,
I'd get
because,
up and
like,
start
I know there's a
fucking
lot
throwing
of-
hands, probably. Fuck.
There's a
no.
lot of positive spirits. Like, I've got a story about one that, like,
Before
I
we
told,
get
I
into
actually
that,
told
I
Heather
got-
this last night.
Just like, wait,
Go
random
ahead,
ass
Lambo,
question.
you're
Do any of
fucking
you have
cutting
any?
everybody off.
Yeah, because it's gonna run away because I'm high as fuck. No, but do you have like anything ever like in your bedside in case it like you feel
Like
or
a
see
strap or
anything?
some shit.
Yeah, like a strap.
Yes,
I've got
yes,
knives.
down south, yes.
Homie, I got a big
yeah,
ass
everyone's
knife
got
with
a
a
gun
glass
down
breaker
south.
on the bottom.
Oh yeah, that's gonna
Oh, that's
protect you
cute.
from the fucking ghosts.
That's cute. Let someone bust in your house with a shotgun and see how close you get with that.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
too
thinking
young to
pull
have
it
a
too
strap right now unless I buy one illegally.
Bro,
Alright, anyways.
Before I lay down.
Here's the thing. With my room, if you're in my room, I can get to you. There's nowhere in my room that I cannot get to you from my bed with a knife.
Oh God.
My
Jesus,
room's
you're
big
Oh,
as fuck.
God.
If someone
Stuff
busted
in.
into my,
Oh,
if someone
God.
busted in my room with a shotgun, like they just better they better hope they get the squeeze off first. That's all.
Talking
I'm
about a
saying.
knife, not a sword, right?
A fucking
No, I'm
sword.
talking about a
I
knife.
mean, Ninja
I
probably
want
got swords.
I would love to have a
Ninja's
fucking
I got
sword.
swords. I have 2 samurai swords in my closet.
No, but
I'd
I'm
love
not talking
that.
about.
Hey, we're
those
straying off,
ass-
homies. We're straying
Yeah,
off.
we're
We're
straying off.
straying
We're
off.
straying
I mean like high quality shit. Like
These are too.
Ninja.
They're
good
Japanese. They're not Chinese. They're Japanese.
I heard a
But
fart.
anyway,
Who just farted?
No, but that's the problem. Is they're Japanese. Traditional Japanese
Somebody
metal is
ripped ass.
incredibly weak.
Shut
Alright,
I mean, I've
ninjas.
chopped down trees.
Be
with
quiet.
This. I've chopped
Don't
down
let's
trees
go.
with this,
We're
all I'm saying.
like we're going away. Yeah. We're
Anyway,
going away.
we're getting. I mean, that's all this podcast really is. If we're being completely honest, is us just getting off on fucking tangents, but not about Chinese metal and all that shit. So, but no, yeah.
Alright, hold on. We clowning. We
Alright,
clowning.
so-
Go ahead.
I got a story, but Hatter, you said you were wanting to tell your story.
I do.
first.
It's not even a story, homie. I just want to talk about this shit. Punished, bro.
Yeah.
Alright, check it out. This is gonna get into some spiritual shit, and I want to know what y'all believe about this. And
Let's
not
get it,
everyone
baby.
obviously believes it, of course, in this stuff. So you know,
Right.
whatever.
And those people are wrong.
Jeez. Alright, but check it out. Check it out. So, in terms of bad spirits, I mean, people that have seen ghosts and stuff like that, I mean, they know. But here's my thing. I've been watching some scary videos recently, man. Some on-footage ghost shit.
He saw
Right,
a picture last night, huh, Hatter?
Yeah, I did see a picture. Grizzly has a fucking picture of this shit, but we'll talk about that later.
I'll put it in the Discord channel.
Oh god.
But
I'll tell a story about it.
in terms of bad spirits and shit like that, like shadow spirits, I don't know if y'all know what that is.
Demons.
Demons, right. That's what people consider. Some
Or
people
just
consider them
dark
good.
spirits, dark entities,
Huh.
basically.
Some people consider them just like they could either be bad or good, which I don't fucking believe. Them bitches are scary and dark. But
Fucking
You're
yeah.
saying they're bad just because they're dark. But
But nah, dude. Usually, like, you can feel the
What if it's a
darkness
good spirit?
when them bitches are around. Nah, you
Honest.
would
No,
know a
okay,
good.
bro.
Hold up.
No.
Pause.
Don't talk over people, yeah.
When you know when if a spirit is gonna be good to you, bro, it'll probably let you know. The dark,
They put off a
usually
vibe. They
dark
honestly, like-
spirits, like shadow spirits, they're never
Cool.
usually. They pop out at random moments, scaring the fuck out of you. They fuck with you,
Right.
torment you.
Yeah,
And-
and they get in your head and shit. And like, you know, this is really, it sounds really like a cliche, but there is an energy, like, it's coming from someone who's been around a lot of negative spirits and not a lot of positive
Yeah,
spirits.
that's-
Maybe I should assess my life because
I don't
of
think
that
there are very
fact
many,
right there.
man. I personally believe that, but
Oh, there are plenty, but
I don't believe it,
honestly, I
man.
believe it's a way you portray yourself in a way, because like everyone's got energy, right? So if you put out a lot of positive energy, because like me,
Yeah,
I'm a very
bro.
positive person, negative spirits will feed on
Makes
that and try to
sense.
beat you down until you're putting out, yeah. So like someone who's, you know, very depressed may get some negative spirits, or they may get none at all. But like usually people who are in like they have problems in their life or they're putting out a lot of negativity because
And they're in
their
a
life is
high
surrounded by
spirit
negativity,
area.
there's a possibility of a positive spirit coming and helping you, and that's where the term guardian angel comes from. I don't honestly know if they're angels or not, but it is basically just a spirit that comes to help you. And I actually have a story about that.
I believe in that,
later
bro.
on.
Me too.
But yeah, I feel like people who have just put out a very positive energy, like a very good vibe, negative spirits will be attracted to that, but they can't like see. This is where like I kind of believe both things, right? So like, yeah, positive spirit, like negative type spirits are going to come to positive energy, but they won't just like they're lazy. Negative spirits are very lazy. They don't want to come to someone who's got their life together and they've got very strong will and all that shit. They're going to attach
Prey on the
themselves
weak.
to or try to manipulate. Yeah, they're going to prey on the weak. Someone who they're positive, but maybe their positivity isn't real positivity. Maybe they're just, portraying a positive character because they have negativity in their brain, and they're very weak. I'm not saying they're bad people, but they're just very weak-minded people who can be manipulated.
At
and that's
that
what
time.
the negative spirit's gonna want to attach to. Yeah, they're
like-
gonna want to manipulate.
Go ahead.
So
Go ahead.
like the calmest of domes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, basically.
If
That
he ever got
person,
into a bad area, that motherfucker would probably be possessed. If he's not already.
Oh, easy peasy.
If he's not already. Okay, so I know me, because you can't really say, like, dude, if I saw a black shadow looking at me, well, I mean, dude,
I'm looking at some road.
that's not fucking pretty looking. I don't think those are good. I don't think
Right.
any of them are. If it's dark shadow, I think it's bad.
No. A shadow person or a shadow figure, it can be good. There are, well, not good. It can be neutral. It can be neutral. There are shadow figures out there that have because the way that, like, I also obviously have no proof of this. I'm not a fucking ghost scientist or any of that shit. But the way that they explain that is basically the fact that, like, spirits have to gain the power to make themselves seen to us. Like, when someone dies and they become a spirit, they don't just immediately be able to haunt people. They have to gain that power. Like, they can't even make shit move. Like, so they work, they train, they focus their brains on being able to, and it starts with them just being able to move shit. That's why I believe, like, if you're in a house that is like known to be a haunted house and you see shit move, those are weak spirits. That's when you need to act. Like, when you start seeing moving and shit, that's when you need to get, like, you need to have your house blessed. Or you
And
need
what
to
if
have,
it
you need to
shows
get someone in there and
itself
get it right
in the
there.
form of a shadow?
Listen.
If it can, it's slightly
Pull
more
up, baby.
powerful. But here's the thing, right? So, like, when they say shadow people, immediately everyone thinks bad spirit. But it may just be a spirit who doesn't have the power to show its actual form. It could be good or it could be bad. Most of the time, it is bad because they're angry spirits. They're vengeful spirits. But a shadow figure is basically just a spirit that doesn't have the power to give itself a face and features. All it can show to you is just darkness.
Go ahead, Adrian. You've been wanting to.
Yeah, I wanted to say, but listen, all spirits are bad. Like, some spirits, some spirits are just like, it's moving around the house because it's like telling you,
I'm here.
Like, just saying, hey,
exactly, I'm here. I'm in the house with you. You're not alone. But, like, you'll see, like, bro, let me
Stop
tell you
fucking
something.
with the drapes open. I see that shit.
My grandmother, well, my mom's grandmother, my mother's grandmother,
Great grandmother.
Your great grandmother.
yeah, she had a power when she was alive, right? She had a psychic power, very psychic power. And, anywhere that my mom is, she's like kind of like protected by her, you know what I mean?
Right.
So if anything
Like
would happen, yeah, it's like
a protectful spirit, like a guardian
yeah,
angel.
a guardian angel, yeah, exactly, guardian angel. If anything happened, like they said, she gets stopped by the police, she wouldn't get no ticket or some shit.
Right.
Like she gets
I've
blessed
actually
like
got
that,
a really intense story about that if you guys want to
Wait,
hear
before you start,
Yeah.
do you believe we all seen like the movie the what is it called? Fucking the scary movies. The one with the nun, the poltergeist.
Scary Movie 3.
No, the fuck.
The Nun?
Yeah,
What's
yeah,
supposed
no,
to-
the nun,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. You know how Ed and Warren,
Do
the main
I-
characters?
I never watched
I
The
didn't
Nun.
understand what he said.
No, like Ed and Warren, like the protagonists that are like behind Annabelle, who
I
like
never watched
go
it on
Oh,
around.
either.
yeah,
Yeah, sure,
we know what
yeah.
you're
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah.
You believe like they study like the things? There's a study called like demonology, like how they say it.
Oh yeah, I heavily believe in that. Yeah,
What is
because
humanology?
I've always kind of, it's basically the study of spirits, the
Yeah.
study of
And
learning more about spirits.
How would you do that?
And
Just go to a
how-
high spirit area and try to.
I honestly feel these people that do like these. Why are you texting me, Punished? You can speak with your mouth. But not right now because I'm speaking. Um, we,
So try not to cut
I
anybody
honestly
off.
believe. No, it's fine. It's fine. Just say, hey, I got something. But I heavily believe that those people who I don't think they do it correctly, but I believe those people who are like ghost hunters and whatnot, like they have good intentions, right? They really want to know more about it. Like that's because that's what everyone wants to know.
Yeah, just
Everyone's
learning.
afraid of spirits because we don't know enough about them. That's the biggest thing because we fear what we don't know. As humans, that's like our main instinct. Like the monster under the bed, we don't know what's under there. We just know there's a noise under there. It could be a cat, it
Same
could be a
indeed,
mouse,
dude.
or it could be a goony goo goo monster.
Right.
We just don't know. It's scary
A googie
because
goo.
it's unknown. So-
I gotta go do something real quick. I gotta dip out of the party for a second. I'll
Cut
be
out,
right
homie,
back.
what?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
It's fine.
You know
You need
what's
to call
also
Sam and
fucking
Dave
scary?
Winchester.
Wambo's
lagged out.
fucking profile picture is fucking scary as hell. Look at that shit, bro.
Oh, the
Who's
yeah.
PSN? We're talking
Kind of
about
looks like
this
Dia de
and
Muerto.
It
Or
is.
not
That's
Yeah,
what it.
that's
That's
what
what it
it
is.
is. That's
Joker.
what that is. It's a Day of the Dead. That's what they do in
Yeah.
Mexico. The day, or just in Spanish countries, the Day of the Dead. That's their That's how they dress up. Face paint.
That's our Halloween because we don't have
Yeah.
Halloween over here.
Yeah.
That's
That's what that
seems
is.
Cool.
I can't hear someone. I'll be right back.
Okay, it's fine. I'm gonna wait till Grizz comes back really quickly. Do you think I have to invite him back to the party? I may. Okay, there he is.
No.
No,
He's
Okay,
on the-
I just waited till you come
Yeah,
back.
someone's
So, okay. So, back to the shadow stuff. This is my personal belief on it, and I know other people obviously have different beliefs on it. I think that a dark entity that is dark and shadowy looking, homie, I think they're bad. I just, you
I
know,
don't.
you
I
don't.
mean, yeah, that's cool. I know why you believe that, but I honestly believe with research and like what I've seen, the
Mhm.
research I've done, I don't believe they're all bad. Don't get me wrong, the majority of them are probably bad because if like you got to think of it this way, and this goes both ways. Like negative spirits are lazy, as I've said. They're not going to worry about getting their power up to where they can show themselves fully because they don't care about that. All they care about is striking fear into you. And by the way, most negative spirits that aren't like demonic in nature just want to be left alone. So like if you're an annoying ghost hunting group, I'm not going to name
Yeah,
their
get
names,
the
but
fuck out of
everyone
my
knows what
house. I'm gonna
talking
scare the
about.
fuck out of
That's
you.
all they want. Yeah, because people like these ghost hunting groups that do it like the incorrect
Yeah,
way,
I've seen that.
they come into these houses and aggravate the spirits. Like, that's not how you get contact. I mean, yeah, it is how you get contact because you're going to get it, but it's going to be, like, negative contact. So all they're doing is mustering up enough power to show you a shadow form because they know that's scary.
I do
they
believe
just wanna
that.
get
I
you
believe
out.
that. I believe
A
that.
true demonic in nature spirit isn't going to show itself in shadow form. It's going to show itself in a form that you trust, like say you just lost a kid or you just lost your mom or some shit. It's going to show itself in a form that you trust and try to get inside your head. That's what the true, like, 100% negative spirits are going to be.
And since you have a story on that, Grizz, since you have
I do
a
have
story
I've
on
got
that,
multiple stories.
tell that one.
All right.
Tell that one.
So this is a story about like as an inceptive or deceptive spirit and poltergeist. Basically, it's a very long story. I'm gonna try to keep it short-winded because we're already at 30 minutes. But so I babysit these kids. A friend of mine. I babysit these kids. Oh, fuck! It had to be about 2 years ago, maybe 2 summers ago. And I babysat them for her.
Listen.
And I'm not gonna say any names or anything, but this girl was a bit older than me. I think I was 18 at the time, and she was 25. I think. I don't remember. She was a little older. And she had. We're not gonna go into that. She had 3 kids, and one was 11, one was 8, and one was 4, I believe. Basically, just around that age. And then she had she was going to have a 4th kid, and it was a stillborn, stillbirth. It basically it passed away in her womb.
A newborn.
Stillborn.
Stillborn.
So what is the?
Before she passed.
Oh, okay, okay.
Oh damn, that's sad.
Yeah. So,
That's
and she had, she still had to give birth to it. Even though it was dead. She knew it was dead. She had to give birth to it, and she had it cremated, and she has its ashes in her house.
Ooh.
So, yeah.
Ooh.
So, I was babysitting them for a while, and I really didn't know, I hung out there with my mom and my stepdad all the time. We'd come over and hang out with them, because they just got this new house, or little apartment, or whatnot. They always wanted us over just to hang out, because we were really close friends. And her kids, even though I'm way older than her kids at the time, they look up to me, and they like, having me around, because, reasons I'm not going to go into and whatnot. But, so, we were always over there, and I was hanging out with them, and then when summer hit, I was out of school, and I didn't have a job at that point in time, because deadbeat teenager. She's like, hey, I'll give you a little bit of money for gas and whatnot to get back and forth to your friend's house if you come and watch my kids during the day. I'm like, cool, yeah, we'll set that up. And so we're hanging out one night. I wasn't even babysitting. I was going to start babysitting the next day. Literally the next day. I was just going to stay the night there and start babysitting the next morning. We're hanging out that night, and she's like, her oldest son comes up and says, hey, Mom, I got these scratches. Fucking, what do I do? They hurt. And she's like, again? And I'm like, again? I'm kind of, I don't know. And she's like, oh no, it's probably just a dog or something. I look at the scratches. That wasn't a fucking dog. But anyway, I should have known right there that this shit was going awry. But I was like, yeah, maybe it was a dog, because they got a little dog and he's super hyper and he's got long nails and shit. So I was like, yeah. And she said again, so it's obviously happened multiple times to multiple of the kids. So we stay the night, and I'm gonna sleep in the front room. The girls have their own room, and the boy has his room, which is off on the other side of the house. And the boy asked me, he's like, hey, is there any way you can sleep with me? Just pull the recliner into my bedroom and sleep in the recliner tonight. We'll watch TV or some shit till we pass out. It'll be we can just hang out. And I'm like, well, why do you want me to do that? And he's like, well, I've been hearing some weird stuff, because he didn't say shit, because he was 11, Jesus. I've been hearing some weird stuff in my room, and I'm not comfortable just sleeping by myself. And I got it. This was a new house for them. They had never lived here before. They'd live in a house, one house all their life, and then they all of a sudden just moved. It was really dramatic. So I was like, yeah, I'll hang out with you, and it'll be fine. And I hung out with them that night, and nothing really happened. And I hung out with them a couple nights, but we had noticed while I was babysitting them, and the mom wasn't there, that.
Hold on, sorry.
Yeah. Punish breathing in the mic, homie.
Punish, yeah, bring to the.
Just pull the mic away from the face a little bit. Sorry. You're fine. But I had noticed that the little girl, because the youngest girl, you know how they are at that age. The older girl, because there was 2 girls and 1 boy. I don't know if I said that. My bad.
You did.
Youngest girl was 8, and the second girl was no, the youngest girl was 4, middle girl was 8, the oldest one was a boy, and he was 11. So the 2, little girls, they didn't want to play with each other because all that shit. So the 8-year-old girl would sit there and play on her tablet or do some fucking tweeny bopper shit that she did, and the little girl would play with her toys in her room like a real child. But she would be talking to herself.
But wait. Back to the boy
time.
though. To pull your chair in.
Yeah.
Oh no, nothing happened that first night.
Okay.
I know I didn't tell you that last night is because I was really shortening it last night because it was fucking 6 in the morning and I was dead ass tired.
You're good.
Tell it, Grizzly. Yes. But no, my chair was in his room the entire time I babysat them because he just wanted me to sleep in his room every night. But yeah, the first night I pulled it in there and nothing really happened. So I realized that the little girl was talking to someone in her room, and at first I kind of just she's 4. Like, she's got a very active imagination. I'm proud of that. Like, most kids don't nowadays. I'm cool with that. And she's playing with her Barbies or some shit. And I hear her say, what does she say? She says something like, "No, stop that. Don't do that, Aubrey." And I'm like, did I just hear that right? And so I knocked on the door. I know I said the name of this child, but oh well. I knocked on the door. I was like, "Hey, who are you talking to?" And she points towards the urn with the ashes in it of the baby that passed away. She says, "I'm talking to Aubrey." And I'm like, "Oh yeah?" And like, this girl is 4. She never met that child, never knew about that child. When that child was born, she was like, or when it passed away, when it was gonna be born, she was like 8 or 9 months old. Like, she had no idea about it. So there's no way she could have known what she looked like, what she sounded like, what the child was gonna be, because A, was never born, and B, she was like 8 or 9 months old. So she's like, "I'm talking to Aubrey." I was like, "You are?" And I believe in spirits, so I knew how to handle this, somewhat.
Freaky. That's
I was
freaky
like,
that it's a baby.
For me, it's not. Like, you gotta, I'll explain some more stories. This isn't the first time I've ran in with spirits before. Like I said, for someone who is a very positive person, I run into a lot of negative spirits in my life. But yeah, she's like, I was like, "How do you know it's Aubrey?" And she's like, "Well, she told me, and she looks like Aubrey." And I didn't question her anymore, because if I would have questioned her anymore, I would have had to tell her, Aubrey passed away. There's no way you can know what she looked like. But I didn't say anymore. I was like, "Okay, well, is Aubrey being nice?" She's like, "Yeah, Aubrey was just trying to play with a toy that I was playing with." And then I kind of, how you do when you're an older guy and you're not trying to, like, scare the kid. And I kind of looked into the room and I was like, "All right, Aubrey, play nice." And I was like, "Leave the door open, and if she, she doesn't share, just come tell me." Everything was good that day. That day was fine. After that, and I heard her talking to her the entire night. I wanted to peek my head in and see if the Barbies were moving on their own, but I didn't, because I was a little freaked out. Don't get me wrong, I'm not fearless. Still a little bit of a pussy. But that night, the boy, so I talked to the older boy about it, because he's pretty mature for his age and whatnot. He'd been through a lot of shit, and I was like, "So did you know that your younger sister is talking to Aubrey?" He's like, "Yeah, sometimes Aubrey will come into my room and make a mess." Like, "What do you mean?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Well, she'll play with my toys and she'll leave them out, and sometimes she hits me." And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, sometimes she hits me, and then sometimes I feel her sitting like on my chest and pushing down on my chest, and I can't breathe, and she won't let me up, and she thinks it's funny."
Pause
I tell
real
her
quick,
stop,
homie.
and she'll just stop. Yeah.
Pause real quick.
Go
So
ahead.
the way the kids are explaining it, like, "Oh, it'll come into my room and play with my stuff."
Yeah.
Like, they're explaining it like they can see this fucking thing.
I think the youngest girl can see it, because I asked because I asked the older boy. I was like, "How do you know it's Aubrey?" And he's like, "I really don't know, because I've never seen her. I can just feel her." But I asked the youngest girl how she knew it was Aubrey, and she's like, "Well, because she looks like Aubrey." So I think the youngest girl could see her, but I don't think the boy could see her.
That's fucking
And the
crazy.
middle girl didn't want to talk
know-
about it. Like, that was the weirdest thing, because I tried to talk about it when she was on, like, she wanted me to make her some food sometimes, so we went in the kitchen. I was like, "Did you know that, your youngest sister has been seeing Aubrey?" And she's like, "I know about it, but I just don't want to talk about it." So I didn't push it any further, because I was like, "Well, I don't want to scare her. She's only 8. I don't
The younger ones are prone to that stuff.
Bro, yeah.
But you know
Dogs
what?
and, like, younger children are very
Go-
prone to being able to see
Females.
spirits.
Females have
Yeah, that's
more,
true.
like,
I've noticed, yeah.
they see, they have
That's
the
funny.
ability to see more.
I didn't even
Oh,
put that
man.
connection together until right now.
Yeah,
It
bro,
actually
that makes
affects
sense.
the next story I'm telling. The next story
It
I'll
makes so
tell
much sense,
links
no?
to the female as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this shit, it slowly gets worse and worse, and he's telling, I was asking him, I was like, "Well, if you want me to, I can sleep in here and I can make sure Aubrey doesn't hurt you." Because it seems like Aubrey, because at this point I'm still fully believing, like, I'm got an inkling of a suspicion it's not Aubrey, but I'm like, I don't.
So the boy said
basically, I
that
didn't wanna-
that it was hurting him. Yeah.
Yeah, well, basically, like, it was playing with him when he was trying to be sleeping, and like sitting on his chest and
Sitting
throwing
on
things at
his
him, like,
chest,
play with me.
jeez,
Yeah,
dude.
like, well, no, have you ever been around little kids? This is why it still like affected me positive in my brain. Little kids will do that. Like when you're not giving them attention, they'll throw toys at you and be like, play with me, or they'll jump up on you and climb on you and jump on your chest or your lap and be like, play with me, play with me, play with me. So I'm thinking, like, if this is Audrey, she's about 3 or 4 years old. You know, if ghosts age or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously, ghosts don't age, and that's where my fucking inkling of suspicion was in the back of my head. But I was like, she is just a toddler who is trying to get attention from her older brother, because also younger kids also very much look up to their older siblings and whatnot. And he's ignoring her, but he's not ignoring her on purpose. He's just got to go to sleep because he's got to get bed in the next morning, or he's got to fucking school in the next morning. But he's like, yeah, I don't think she's meaning to hurt me, but sometimes she kind of does. And that's when he pulls up his sleeves and he shows me the scratches. And he's like, I told her to get off of me, and I was mean with her. I said, get off of me right now. I need to go to bed. And she scratched me. And I'm like, what? I thought that was the dog. And he said, no, that was Aubrey. Aubrey scratched me. So I was like, all right, enough of this shit. I said, tonight I'm sleeping with you, and if anything happens, I'll take care of it. And I went into his room, and before anything even happened, I said, look, Aubrey, if you're in here, I don't want you to mess with him tonight. I want you to go sleep in the front room where no one's sleeping. Don't mess with the girls, and don't mess with him. Shouldn't have ever fucking said that. So, and you know, when we walk in, I say that, and then I look over and I was like, hey man, you gotta make your bed before we go. Like, you gotta make your bed. You can't just sleep without your covers, because all his covers are sitting in a pile in the corner. I was like, come on, you gotta get those covers and put them on your bed. And he's like, no, I can't. I'm like, why? He's like, those covers are covering my Guitar Hero guitars. I'm like, why? He's like, because Aubrey will throw them at me. And I don't want Aubrey to throw them at me, so they gotta stay there. I was like, look, I'm sleeping in between you and the Guitar Hero guitars.
This
Aubrey's not
fucking
gonna
thing
throw
is
them
throwing
at you.
Guitar Hero guitars at him. What the fuck? That little grimy piece of shit. What the fuck? Little. Yeah, that nickname for that motherfucker would be Little Shit. Throwing Guitar
And
Hero
that's a
things at
baby
that
you're talking
kid.
about? I'm talking about a dead baby. How does
We
it
think-
has the power? to
It's
throw the
definite-
fucking guitar?
Hold on. I'll explain that as we further get into it. So that night, of course, you know, I pissed it off when I said that. I knew I pissed it off, but I wanted it to get I wanted it to get the message. You can't fuck with these people. Like, they're not just gonna bend over and take you being around anymore. Hold on.
What the fuck?
As he gets a spirit in him.
Yep, they got him.
And you know what?
Sorry, my mom came in.
It's all good, homie.
Sorry about that interruption. So yeah, like, and we went to bed, and I laid down on the recliner, popped it back, and he's pretty, like, he's not scared, but he's pretty uneasy. And I kind of look over him, I was like, look, you're fine. I'm gonna turn the TV on, so you can go to bed, and just relax and go to bed. So I turned the TV on, I put Netflix on, let him go to bed. And in the middle of the night, like, he woke me up, and he's like, she's here. And he's like looking at me pissed off, like I didn't do my job correctly, like I'm supposed to fucking expunge the house. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, she just threw that guitar at me, and he's pointing at the guitar that's on the bed. I'm like, at this point, I'm tired and I'm angry because I got woke up. Anytime I get woke up, I get real pissed. I was like, come on, stop playing. And then I see the other guitar get thrown at him. He's sitting on the bed, and the other guitar gets thrown at him and hits him in the chest. And I freak out a little bit.
What?
I freak out a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. I go, what the fuck? I was like, me and you, we're sleeping in the front room. When we leave the room, I was like, look, Aubrey, you want to be in here? You have fun. And I go get some sage out, or go get some sage out of my backpack, because after I figured out that there was ghosts in the house, I brought sage. I go get some sage out of my backpack, I light it on fire, and I put it on the dresser. Like, I just let it, smoke. I put it on the dresser. I was like, you have fun in here. That pissed her off too, but I didn't hear about it till the next day. Sage is an herb, basically.
You
It's a
smoke
root herb,
yeah.
and it's like saging a house. Like, I don't know what it is about it, but spirits hate sage. And if you put sage in a room and close the door, spirit can't leave that room. Don't know the science behind it, but it's true.
Like sage brush or like sage
flower?
It's
the
like a
food
sage flower.
sage?
It's like a sage flower.
The shit you cook with, or just like the flower?
No, not the shit you cook with. Like, I mean, I don't know. I've seen people burn multiple things. I use it's really hard to explain. It's just a bundle of sage. Like it's like a little like roll
Okay,
of sage.
yeah, I got
leaves and shit.
bouquet.
But anyway,
Yeah.
not really a bouquet, but yeah, sort of like. So I burned it,
No.
and I was like, have fun in here. You want to be in here? Have fun in here. And she was stuck in there, and we heard shit throughout the night. He didn't want to sleep,
Oh,
so I
she's
turned up the TV. We heard shit
You
just,
gotta possess her.
thumping and whatnot. So in the morning, we went in there, room was trashed. Like, she had thrown shit around and whatnot. She ripped the, blankets off the bed. I looked at the mom, and I was like, you know about this. I know you know about this. I know you know it's a thing, and we have to do something about it. She's like, I know, I don't know, I just didn't want to do it. And I was like, you have to do something or it's going to get worse. She's like, but I really do think it's Aubrey. And I was like, I don't. She's like, well, you just kind of made it angry with it. And I was like, I'm leaving today because I don't want to be in this house right now. I'm going to go to my friend's house, and we were actually recording the video of the story that's going to appear later in the podcast. But I was like, I'm leaving today to go do this. You need to have someone come in here and help you out. What does she do? She gets her sister to read tarot cards in her fucking apartment.
Explain what tarot cards are.
Alright, so tarot cards, I don't believe it's like a strictly native thing, but she is native, and they do believe in stuff like that. Tarot cards are cards that a medium or a psychic will use to basically communicate with spirits. They think they're communicating with the spirits they're trying to connect to, but it is a dark art. It really is. It is a dark magic. It is
Like
very
Ouija shit?
Yeah, it's like a Ouija board. Tarot cards and Ouija board are very like negative energy things. They emanate negative energy and they attract.
Someone's breathing in their mic,
Hella
homie.
attract.
Someone's got some big ass
They hella
nostrils.
attract. Go nostrils. But yeah,
Yeah,
tarot
yeah.
cards. What were you
So
saying, Punish?
interesting.
You said you had a pair of tarot cards? A set?
I have a set of tarot cards. I don't think it's tarot. I think it's pronounced tarot.
It's tarot.
or something.
Yeah, tarot or Terra. Either one.
I have a set, and I
Do you
honestly
use
couldn't say
them,
where it's
or-
at. No, I don't use them anymore, but I did it one time.
Yeah,
I got
it's
into
like-
it for a little while.
Right. I mean, a lot of people enjoy it because it's cool. Like, it's like fortune telling type, like, ooh, mystic. And yeah, it's really great when it's not in your house. I would never,
My
like, I would
sisters-
probably. Go ahead.
Sorry, no, continue.
No, yeah, go ahead. You're good. You're good.
My sisters were playing with like they were into that type of shit, Ouija,
Right.
and the Ouija boards. They put it in like our first house in the garage with our friends, and they actually heard noises outside, a dog barking when they said make a dog bark, and I just like me, I was never there because I hate that type of shit, but like
Right. I don't like.
I never understood why they like
Bad
that shit.
energy,
Bro. It's
homie. That
scary.
shit is bad energy.
That's
Bring
what
that
it
shit
is.
around.
And I mean, they're in the same thing. Like, I like medians, but if I believe if a median isn't based in a religion, like if they're like, I'm a median, but I'm agnostic, I'm like, you're going to get possessed, you dumb hoe. But anyway, I don't want to bring religion into the podcast. But like, that's just my like, a median. That's like taking a blind shot. It's basically saying here, I have negative energy about me. Come feed off it, like. Nah.
Eh,
But,
to add onto the
so
Ouija
yeah.
shit, though, Grizz,
Yeah.
usually when you talk to spirits, they try to impersonate a good spirit or something, but it's usually a fucking bad
Yes.
one, right?
Most bad spirits, almost all bad spirits, when they see you, going to search for a weakness. And when you use a Ouija board, you ask it questions, like, you know, are you my husband? Do you still love me? Or did you feel pain? Are you in pain? That's basically giving the spirit ammo to shoot back at you, like, are you my husband? Fuck yeah, I am. No, my name is Megalithopheles, but yeah, I'm your husband if it lets me into your fucking body, yeah.
Oh god, that's the
I
type of
can
name
be
that
Jim
bitches
for a
would
day.
have.
Change
But
my
yeah,
name.
it's
Too
like
bad.
it's basically giving them like what they need to manipulate you. that's all Ouija boards and tarot cards are. Like, because you ask, before you do those things, you ask a question to the spirit, like, are you a good spirit? Ouija board. Fuck yeah, I'm good. No, I've killed 37 people, but yeah, I'm good tonight. Like, it's whack, it's insane. You wouldn't walk up to, like, a burglar and be like, do you want to steal my money? No, I would never steal your money. Stabs you in the fucking neck and takes your wallet. It's not, they're not trustworthy. Hardly ever, I honestly believe the untrustworthy negative spirits outnumber the good ones. Probably like easily 8 to 10 to 1, somewhere around there. You know what I mean? Like, it's terrible. It's terrible. So anyway, I leave and I go film the skit and I have a really good day. Get set on fire. You know, all the good stuff. And she goes and just invites more negative energy, and when the psychic sees the sage that I'm burning in the room, she's like, oh, you don't need to do that. It's gonna block the spirit's transition. And she takes the sage and throws it outside.
Transition. Yeah, transition
yeah,
to that ass. What the fuck?
Yeah. And so immediately when she takes that sage and throws it outside, they all say to me when I get home, we started seeing real weird stuff when she threw the sage outside. I was like, no shit, Sherlock. But then like the tarot, like they just like they heard shit, they saw shit like being moved and thrown, and the tarot guards got wiped off the table. I don't know, I wasn't there for that. Basically, a lot of bad shit. So I pulled her out of the house and I was like, that was dumb. Don't do that. Like, I told you what to do. I was like, I know what we need to do. We're going to get a hold of this person. She is a medium and she is Christian. And, you know, I'm not like trying to push fucking religion on this girl, but I do believe that if you have a firm belief in spirits and a strong will to spirits, that you have more understanding. Like, you wouldn't ask a pediatrician to look at your mouth. You would ask a dentist to look at your mouth. So, you know, someone who literally works in the field of spirits should probably be your medium. So I was like, we'll go talk to her and we'll have her come to your house and I'll help her. We'll do some... I'll help her any way she needs to. You don't even have to be in the house if you don't want to. Like, okay. So she goes and talks to her for hours and I'm sitting in the car like, oh, motherfucker, I wish we would just burn the apartment complex down so I could go home and take a nap, but, so, fucking, her and the medium come back and we're like, alright, we're gonna go to the house, we're gonna do a reading, we're going to cleanse the house, and then we're gonna sage it. Like, okay, perfect. Oh my shit, dude, this is so livid, it freaks me out. So we get in there, go upstairs, and she starts reading, and immediately shit goes wonky. This is where I immediately knew.
Reading from the Bible, or?
Yeah, she's doing a very like protective, like warding verse over all of us. Before we even get in the house, she's doing a warding verse to make sure that no, dark entities can affect us. And it wasn't really bad. Like, we could hear stuff moving around and shit in there. And the kids were away. Like, we let the kids go stay at their dad's or something like that. And it wasn't bad until she brought out like the holy water to anoint us before we went in. And when she brought that out, shit went wonky inside. There was crashes and bangs, and we're like, oh, fuck this. So she anoints our wrists and our foreheads and our chests, and we walk in. Walk in, and, like, it's bad. Like, we fucking, as soon as we walk in, we stop hearing shit in the front room. It just kind of goes quiet, and she starts reading a passage to kind of just, like, just keep it in the house, which sounds fucking awful. But she wants to keep it in the house because it's an apartment complex. There's people above us, there's people below us, there's people to the left and right of us. She wants to keep it in the house till we can find what it's tied to and get rid of it. So
makes sense.
She keeps it in the house, and that pisses it off more because now it can't freely go wherever the fuck it wants. And we go into, she's like, where did you last see it? Like, where was it last the most strongest? And I was like, in this room. I had sage burning to lock it in this room for this very meetup. And her sister's a retard. So we go into the room, and she closes the door, and she starts kind of provoking it. And I kind of look at her like, this wasn't on the resume. What are you doing? And she's like, calm down. I know this is bad, but I need it to be in the room with us. So we can burn sage and keep it in this room. and see where it wants to go. So we go into the boys' room first, and we get it pissed off. And the mom is in with us. Like, she didn't want to leave her house alone. Like, she wanted to be there and witness it. So she could then believe that it wasn't Aubrey. So she comes in, and we get it in the room. Obviously, it starts, like, fucking up with the drapes and, like, throwing shit and whatnot. Like, it moves the bed and throws the blankets off the bed. She's like, burn the sage now. So I burn the sage and I put it in the room, and it goes ballistic. Starts slamming the door open, or it slams the door open to the closet and goes in there and just starts ripping clothes off the fucking, like, line and shit, and then slams the door closed. And she's like, oh, my mother's stuff. Her mother passed away a while. She's like, my mother's stuff's in there. I gotta go in there. I gotta go in there. So she goes in there, opens the door. There's nothing's happening, but she runs into the closet just on a whim. We try to stop her, but it was way too late. The door slams shut. She's trapped in the closet, and this big, like, 6-foot tall dresser slammed, because she's got her dresser in her kids' room, and then the kids' dresser, because it's a pretty small room. Like, she usually sleeps in the front room, but she works overnight, so she doesn't sleep all that often. The big dresser, hers, slams down on the kids' dresser and locks her in the room. And,
oh my god.
And by the
she's
way,
like,
them bitches are fucking heavy.
yeah, it's a big chest of drawers. Like,
Takes like 2
huge.
grown men
6
to
foot tall.
move that shit.
Yeah. And all I had was me and this little old lady, like, oh, well, we got to get this off. And I'm fucking 18, and I haven't had any sleep because of this fucking thing. So I was like, yeah, and we fucking got it up off there. And she's like, put out the sage. I go to put out the sage, and the window slams open. The curtains get ripped off, and the lady, the median, gets pushed and almost falls out the fucking window. She catches
You
herself. She's like,
serious?
yeah. I put out the sage. She's like, open the door. I put out the sage and I open the door, and it beelines to the cabinet. Like fucking, obviously I can't hear it or see it, but I just see fucking, like, I open the door and I see doors slam shut, like the closet door slam open, and then the fucking kitchen, shit's rattling around the kitchen, and then I see, like, it's really hard to explain how I realized where it was going, but she's got this movie shelf. Then she's got these pictures, and right above the pictures is the shrine to the kid. All the movies, well, not all of them, but like a lot of the movies were thrown around and fucked up. The pictures were all knocked off, but the shelf was fine. And the shelf's hung up by one nail. I was like, that's it. It's the shrine. Something is on the shrine that is attached to, because it's messing up everything in the house except for that. That has to be it. And up there is the urn with the little girl's ashes and a toy that was supposed to be hers. That's all that's on the shrine. And I looked to the medium and I was like, that's it, like, we got to do that. And so we open the door. The mom comes out. She's crying because she's freaking out. I was like, I know this is a really bad time, but you have to burn those things. You have to get them out of your house, and you have to burn them. And she didn't want to. I was like, this entity, I know we have made it angry, but it would eventually have gotten this angry, and it's only going to grow stronger because you're upset, your kids are upset. It's going to feed off them, feed off their negative energy, and your negative energy. It's going to get stronger. You have to get those things out of the house and burn them. And she's like, okay. So we grab those things, we dip them in holy water, and she leaves. Immediately, everything stops. Like, nothing's going wrong in the house. It's all fine. I was like, just stand outside. We shut the door. She reads a few passages from the Bible. I walk around burning sage. We put sage and rum rocks up on the door jambs. We don't burn them. We just put them there. And basically, she just blesses the house. You know, anoints some of the things, just gets it all blessed, and makes sure it's all fine and dandy. You know, and we don't even clean up. We're just like, we gotta get this done fast. So we go to the church parking lot. It's a really weird place to start a fire, but she's like, it's fine. I work at the church. They're going to understand. Go to the church parking lot, and they've got these metal waste bins, and we wrap the toy and the urn in this cloth, and we soak it with lighter fluid and we burn it. And ever since then, there hasn't been a single problem in that house. But she did end up moving out because it was crazy. Like, it was so crazy. She didn't want to have anything
Well, I
to do with
fucking
that
hope.
house. Within a few months, she was just out. But one of my friends moved into that house. And this is how good a friend I am. I let him move it before I told Ray. And he saw peace before I told him that story. And he's like, you
Bro,
motherfucker, I'm in here for a year. But I'm like, nah, it's fine. Just keep the sage and the rum rocks up where they are. You'll be fine. But yeah, that house has been fine ever since, and she hasn't been messed with. She, for a while, because, you know, she did have to throw away her deceased child's ashes. But it had connected, like, an evil spirit had come into her life during a time when, you know, things just weren't going well for her or her family. She had just gone through, like, a lot of shit, like a divorce and shit. It was just bad. And it had found that because remains, like physical remains of a human or something that human physically wore, is the easiest thing to connect to. Like, I'm severely afraid because we have my grandfather's ponytail. When he passed away, he had a ponytail. We have his ponytail in our house. And if we weren't a very religious family and very cautious family, I'd be severely afraid of it. Because I feel like something could very easily attach to that. But yeah, it saw all this sadness and negativity be hiding behind fake positivity. Because she's a very happy woman, but she's got a lot of shit, like a lot of pent up shit. And so do the kids. So the kids are kind of fucked up. And this helped, believe it or not. Getting through this and seeing that being physically positive is going to keep things like these away was really learning experience for them. Yeah.
That's freaky. Like, I wouldn't even move if I was your friend. Your friend, see, he's a soldier, bro. Like, if you tell him the story too before he moved in the house.
Yeah, I told him. Well, no, I didn't tell him before. I let him sign the year lease, and then I told him.
That's
I was like, oh yeah, by the way, your shit's on it, bro.
That's fucked
Yeah,
up.
But no, he hasn't had any problems with that house since. I told him, do not move the sage and rum rocks, because I honestly feel like that, because I know other people who have lived there and they've said they've kind of like experienced things. I feel like that place is a high like traffic area for spirits. I really do. And you want to know why? And this isn't even racist, but it's because Indian people own it, not Native American, like people from India. And this isn't racist, but they worship gods who are elephants.
Jeez.
That sounds like a
really?
demon to me. That sounds like a demon to me. And they burn stinky incense that I feel like if anyone's going to get haunted, it's going to be Indian people. I don't know why, but I feel like they just, and I'm not saying their religion's wrong or anything they're doing's wrong. I just feel like there's spirits out there that'll be like, yeah, those people are easy. But yeah.
Bro, I have speaking, before we're talking about Guardian Angel. Sorry, go ahead, Exam.
About like the whole like demon shit about India. Like, I feel like that is kind of true.
Yeah.
Cause like it doesn't feel right.
Yeah, it's very odd. Like their whole religion. I actually have a lot of books on Indian religion for whatever reason. A lot of Gandhi, like that type shit. I don't know why I have. Oh, I got them at Warp Tour. Some dude was just handing them out with LSD. By the way, he had like 3 books and a tab of LSD. He's like, "Would you like to join our religion, bro?"
It's like,
I don't want to
no.
trip acid and look at an elephant. No, I don't want to do that. He's like, "It's free," and I'm like, "Nah, fuck it."
You fucking animal.
Obviously, I didn't take the acid, but I did take the books because, you know, knowledge is key. Knowledge is power. I
Want
haven't
to
read
trip
them, but just
balls
looking
and
at the
read this
covers.
Indian religion book?
You want to trip
Knowledge
balls
is
and
power.
become
They didn't
part of
read
a
it.
cult, bro?
And be haunted by demons?
Right,
God.
fuck that. Like, their gods look like demons. They really do. If
Yeah,
you've ever
they
seen
really
their
do.
gods, like,
They're kind of fucking scary looking.
yeah, they're creepy. There's one blue dude with 3 titties and 16 arms. That's a spider person. That's a demon. I've seen that in a movie before. Guaranteed.
In a fucking movie.
But,
No, yeah, it's fucked.
alright, well, let's change the,
subject.
not the
We
subject.
changed the.
I want to change the
tone
type
in
of
general.
ghost.
To
Yeah.
positive.
So, you got positive stories, don't you?
I do have 2 positive stories. They're a little shorter than that one, thank God. One really scary positive story, and one that I wasn't there for, so I don't personally attest to it, but my entire step family personally attests to it. I've never seen it, so I don't know, but we'll do that one first. And it's along the form of like that guardian angel thing I said.
Yeah, I got a story
So,
about that. After
I'll
you.
tell mine, you tell yours, and then I'll tell the one about
Here,
the other one.
Mm-hmm.
Angel wants to be in right now.
Right now?
Right now, we
It-
go long. We'll go long. Look, you guys are getting an extra special podcast. Aderlin, I know you probably got to get off at some
Nah,
point in time.
not at
You
all.
don't?
I'm
Hi,
good, buddy.
shit.
I do.
So what?
But
Hey,
whenever
Punish,
you need to get off,
Punish is
Wambo,
gonna
just
take
let us
off,
know.
y'all.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
I
man.
got your message, Punish. I was just in the middle of a story. Thank
Yeah,
you
man,
for being
I'm
on
about to
the
nod, man.
podcast,
So,
buddy. But hey, you have your Instagram. You want to shout out your Instagram on the podcast real quick? Get some followers.
yeah, it's just NC Bat Truck, like North Carolina and BAT. NC North Carolina. It's NC
Mhm.
Bat Truck. NCBATTRUCK.
All that, all one word, just like that.
NC Bat Truck.
All right, boys, go give him a follow. I probably won't put it in the description because I don't have it, but go give him a follow. Check out what he does. Sorry you didn't talk a lot. If you want to be on another podcast, we'll just like fucking do an interview on you. But this podcast was kind of like pre-planned for a while. But
And
thanks
there's a
for being
fuckload
on.
of
We'll
us.
catch you later.
Yeah, thank
We
you.
planned
I
this
just,
like
I just don't want to
5
be that
minutes before
guy
we
that
started.
y'all hear in the background in a minute snoring because
Right.
Yeah, yeah, I
We've
heard
actually
you rip
had that
ass.
happen
Don't worry
before.
about it. I heard him
My
rip
cousin
ass.
passed out on the podcast one time. It was pretty great. But yeah, thanks for being here, and we'll catch you later, Bubba.
All right, later,
All
homie.
right, later, guys.
Mhm.
Have fun.
Oh, your cousin's a little ass nigga. I forgot.
All right.
Oh my god.
Okay,
But,
so wait,
yeah,
wait.
no,
Pause,
so-
pause. What about Angel
What, the
though?
good-
Yeah.
Yeah. Angel wants to be on right now, or like, can he?
Yeah,
Grizz, it's
right
up
now,
to you,
right now.
homie. It's up to you. What do you wanna? Because I mean, it's up to you, bro. Huh?
I
You
don't
already
have
know.
to tell
I'm
these
down
next
with
two
Angel.
stories. I do have to tell. I have to tell the both of the stories, like the cool stories. We don't have to continue with the paranormal activity if you want.
I have a
We've
good
done
I want to
an
hear the
hour
good
of
story
it.
one more time. I just want to hear the good story for everyone on the
All right,
podcast.
I'll tell them
Guardian
really
Angel
quick.
story.
I'll tell them real quick. So
Hold
I'll
up,
tell them
Angel.
rapid succession, and then Aderlin can tell his. So as long as it's pretty quick. So my
Mm.
aunt, my stepdad's sister, but she's my aunt, so I'm just gonna call her my aunt, has been through a lot of shit in her life. I'm not gonna, fucking go through that, but she's had a lot of, not so nice shit happen to her, and she tells me, and she fully believes in this, and she's actually got me fully believing it, that she has a guardian angel, and I'm like, okay, explain. She's like, I've had many instances where things could have happened to me that I either should be dead or in a way worse shape than I am right now. And what happens is usually when I get those instances, I will see a white dog, the exact same white dog, and it's been over the span of 30 years. Dogs don't live that long, in case you were wondering. Over the span of 30 years, she has seen the exact same white dog, look the exact same way. Not a husky, but it has one white eye and one blue eye. That's a husky trait usually. That's why I said it's not a husky. So that's what's odd about it. So it's got one white eye and one blue eye, and it will look at her, and then look towards towards a direction. Look at her again, turn around and walk that way. And she says every time I see it, I follow it, because usually if I don't, something bad happens. And the one story, she told me a bunch of stories, but I was a lot younger and I don't remember them. The one story I remember vividly is she said she was at a party and she was having drinks and they were getting ready to go to a bar. And her and her friends asked her to get in the car and go to the bar with them. They had all been drinking. And she was going to go. And then she kind of looked to the side because she saw something catch the corner of her eye, and it was that dog. That dog turned down the street, which is where her house was. They were just, like a block away from her house. Looked at her, turned down the street, and started walking towards her house. And she was like, you know what, guys, I actually think I've kind of had enough tonight. I'm going to go ahead and go home and just relax. I'll see you tomorrow. They're like, okay, yeah, we'll see you tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. She walks home and she ends up going to bed. In the morning, she wakes up and hears the news that those three friends had gotten in a car accident and all died from the car accident.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. And she says,
No
if it
way.
wasn't for my guardian angel, I would have been in that car. And I would have been with them. So she believes heavily in this guardian angel. She sees it. She doesn't see it very often, like it doesn't show up every day. She says, when big moments happen in my life, when big, life or death moments, I always see it. So that's the one with my aunt. The very last one I have, we'll have let Ader do his since it's pretty quick. It's wild. So I have a picture of it too. So I actually have proof of this.
Oh,
When
yeah, that
when I
one
tell you guys
scares me.
stories, when I tell you guys stories, I like to have proof. So if you guys who are listening are in this includes the people in the podcast as well, but the people listening to the podcast at home, if you want to see proof of this story, go ahead and click the description box down below and check out our Discord channel, join it, and you'll be able to see this picture for yourself. But anyway, I'll post it in the Discord.
Post it right now so we can see it.
Podcast. No, because if I do, I'll lag out because I have shit internet, dummy.
Sorry, father.
So I'll post it afterwards. And it's a picture. In the picture, my stepfather's taking the picture. There was a picture taken before this.
I've seen the picture, by the way,
I
boys.
don't
It's
have
crazy as fuck.
I don't have it, and I hit up my ex-girlfriend about it today, and she's like, well, I don't fucking have it, and then probably called me some bad words or some shit, I don't remember. I said nice tits. But anyway, so when I was 12 years old, we lived in this house, and my girlfriend lived with me when I was 12. Sorry. My girlfriend lived with me. My ear's fucking up.
I know you missed it.
And so, it was Halloween. It was literally the night of Halloween. And my mom took a picture of us in our costumes, our Halloween costumes. And she takes a picture, and I've got my arm around my girlfriend, and we're kind of just smiling, look at the camera. And we don't notice anything. A lot of, Halloween's over, blah, 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 blah. The next day, woman's going through pictures, and she fucking gasps. She's going through pictures on my stepdad's phone because my mom took the picture, but yeah. Mom took a picture on my stepdad's phone, and she goes through pictures and gasps, and she gives it to my stepdad, and he's like, holy shit. And I'm like, what? He's like, come check this out. So I come over there, and I check it out, and in the background of this picture, this isn't the picture I have, by the way. This is the first picture. In the background of this picture is a probably about 5'8", tall as fuck, Victorian woman in full Victorian garb, staring daggers into the back of my head.
Oh my
and I'm like,
God.
What the fuck is this? They didn't show me that one at first. They didn't say anything. Later on, and my stepdad put it together quick as fuck. I don't know how he put this together so quick, but he's like, he knew. So he called my girlfriend in one time when we were sitting in my bedroom, totally not, getting ready to have sex or anything. But he called her in, and he sat her on the couch, and he said, I don't like you. You're stupid, and I hate you. And he punched her in the knee, and then he took a picture.
Wait,
okay.
what?
Yeah, that's what he said. He said, I don't like you. You're stupid. I hate
Who
you.
did
And
that?
punched her in the knee. Not really hard, but it's like a slug buggy right in the knee, just, and then took a picture to his left. He's like, okay,
Who
thank
did
you.
that,
You
though?
go back. My stepdad.
His grizzly stepdad.
Yeah,
To
my
who?
stepdad.
To
my
his
girlfriend. God, you're not here, are you?
Sorry, I zoned out. But
Back on. We're all on the...
was that the
Listen,
spirit?
listen. Just listen, no.
No, my stepfather called my girlfriend, ex-girlfriend, into the room. Looked at her because he had already figured out what the spirit's doing. He said, "You're stupid. I hate you," or something like that, and punched her in the knee. And he said, "All right, you're cool. Go back to the room." And she kind of looked at him flabbergasted. He's like, "Don't worry about it. I'll tell you later." And she goes back to the room. We actually do end up having sex. And then he calls us out afterwards, and he's like, "Hey, I got something for you to look at." I'm like, "All right." Come out there. By the way, I'm also 12. I just wanted to let that know she's not the only one 12. I'm not a pedophile. That was in the back of my head. Like, people are gonna think you're fucking a 12-year-old. No, this wasn't yesterday. I promise. He called us both back out there. He says, "I want you to look at something," and he shows us the first picture of us on Halloween night. I was like, "That's fucking creepy." That's creepy. He's like, "Yeah. You want to see something else?" And he slides it to the left, and he shows it to my girlfriend. He's like, "This is the picture I took right after I called you those names and hit you." He's like, "What the fuck's up? You demonic?" She's like, "Okay, no. And she told this big old long story. She's like, "I didn't tell you because it's kind of creepy, but I've kind of always had a ghost that follows me." huh? Excuse me? Say again? She's like, I've always had this spirit that kind of just, it follows me around. And anytime anything bad happens to me, it always appears. I can't see it, but other people say they see it. And she's like, one time I was in an argument with my stepdad, and he yelled real loud at me, and my mom broke down in like tears and screaming because she saw it. And it was staring at my stepdad. It was going to like come toward him, and she thought it was going to hurt him. And like, so like I was putting my hand around her, like this is what I say. This is what I say at this instant. I was like, I was putting my hand around you, and the spirit thought I was gonna kill you. We might need to rethink this fucking relationship. She's like, no, it's never really hurt anybody. It just watches over me. I've always had it. It's been with me for my entire life. I'm like, that's fucking creepy. But yeah, so she has a spirit that watches over her.
So in the picture that your dad took, the ghost was there in the.
Yeah.
Guardian angel.
Yeah, he wasn't even like looking at his phone. He was just pointing it so it didn't look like really crazy that he had a phone and a camera out, because that would look weird. He was putting it like he was playing on it, and he turned around and, hit her, and then he took a picture, like without her knowing that he took a picture. And yeah, there in the left side of the picture, like the upper left-hand side, you see my dad's knee, my stepdad's knee, because he's got his knee propped up. You see his knee in his fucking busted-ass jeans. And then you see a ghost in the left-hand side. I'll put it in the Discord. Like I said, anybody listening who wants to check it out.
That's fucking scary, homie.
That's fucking freaky.
Why do you think... Oh, check it out. Why do you think... Hold on, Wimbo. Just give me 1 second, bro.
Who put bet?
That was me.
Sorry to break the immersion. That was you? Okay, go ahead.
That was me. Why do you think that spirit was following her around? Do you think... What's the attachment, do you think?
I don't think there's any attachment. I don't know why it's following her. She still sees it.
There has to be an attachment because spirits usually are propped up in like houses or like in specific areas.
But
this one isn't.
This one isn't attached.
Does she have any jewelry that she always used?
No, she has no jewelry, no certain clothing, no nothing.
Does she have someone that passed away?
No, this isn't. I don't think it's related to her because, dude, if you saw this picture, it's like 1800.
I can send it to you. I can put it in the Discord chat right now, Grizz. You want me to, bro?
Put it in the Discord. Yeah, go ahead and put it in the Discord so everyone can check it out.
My God.
Put it in just
I almost don't want to look at it because I'm about to go to bed.
Put it in the main chat or some shit. It's not scary, but it's kind of creepy.
Well, it's not necessarily scary, but you can tell.
Now, bro.
I see two ghosts though.
There it is. Yeah, it's shit posting.
If you look in the top left, you can see the face of it. That's fucking scary, homie. Click on the picture and look at the top left.
You see how it's just staring at him? It's just as he said.
And it's just the head of it. It's just the head of it in this one.
You can see. No, you gotta really look. Like when it's on your phone, really look at it.
Oh, I see it. What the fuck?
Bro,
it's like dark.
All the way down.
It's like dark.
All the way down. Yeah.
The head is like light, but the body is more. What the fuck, Grizz? I didn't see that shit last night, homie.
I'm gonna hit her up again.
That's scary as fuck, dude. That's so scary. I didn't see.
Wait, is that the picture of before the ghost or after?
This, bro. I'm sorry. I don't want to see this shit.
This is okay.
I'm too high for this.
What do you mean, Wimp? Okay, what he did was.
Like he said he took the pictures.
Yeah, he took the pic. He just randomly took a picture. When he said that shit to Grizz's ex-girlfriend and slugged her in the knee, he took a picture afterwards because obviously the ghost popped up when the ghost thought the girl was in danger or whatever.
Yeah. I want to go on Facebook.
So when he insulted her and hit her, it popped up after he took the picture. And you can see the body. That's fucking scary. If you look close, you can see the body.
Yeah.
That is actually really fucking scary.
Jeez, bro.
You know what's really scary?
Look at it.
Being in the house with her when it happened.
You know what's really scary? You having sex with her while the ghost is watching.
See, that's what I want to know. Like,
wait,
this bitch stared daggers at me when I put my arm around her. I wonder what else she's seen. Because there's some time. Look, hey, you know, we were together for 2 years. There was a lot of that.
I know you guys were 12 years old and all, but did you guys do anything that would like hurt her, but in a good way, and a ghost showed up?
Yes, multiple times. I didn't see the ghost, but I guarantee you I did multiple things that were heard or that were good things, and I wouldn't doubt if there was pictures or
Watching
cameras
you
around,
fucking
if I would've
plow that
go.
fucking chick. Homie,
No,
I'm
she was
looking at
just,
this
like,
picture and
standing
I'm
over
getting
me.
goosebumps. Look at this fucking picture, boys. Look at it. That is scary.
I wish I
homie.
had more. I So here's one more thing. It's not a story, but I'm gonna just tell it. There's one more thing, right? And it's the intro to this story is gonna sound hella fucked. I live less than a block away from the Satanic Church. Let me explain.
Okay.
Let me explain
Okay,
before I go any
see.
farther. The Satanic Church isn't actually a church that people go to and worship Satan. It is an old, abandoned, burned down church that people go to worship Satan.
What the fuck?
That'd make it sound much better. But like, there's cultist people that'll go over there because it's closed down. Like, it's not a church. The roof's burnt off of it. It's all burnt down, and people will go make sacrifices to Satan over there.
What if you went
I
in there while
haven't
they're doing
seen
that shit? They gonna stab your ass? Like,
I don't fucking know. They'll probably run away. Like, my landlord to this house I'm living in right now owns that, and he's like, I go over there all the time. They're fucking cutting up goats and shit. But I gotta
What
take
the
my shotgun
fuck?
out and
I like
shoot it
that's how
in the
he.
air to get them.
I like that. How the
And I'm
voice you
like,
gave him.
I was like, the next time you go over there, because we have gone over there for years. We've been, ever since I moved down here to Perry. My stepdad had been going down there since he was a little kid. Actually, there's a YouTube video up that paranormal investigators go there. By the way, it's not haunted, so there's no reason for paranormal investigators to go there, but paranormal investigators go there one time on YouTube, and you can see a picture of my
I need to
stepdad's
stop looking at
spray
this
paint
picture.
big ass
It's
head. But yeah, I've been there, which is literally a place where satanic rituals happen, and nothing scary has happened. But in my house, yeah, it scares me. But anyway, across from there actually is another story I'll have to tell later because we need to get
Anyway.
on this podcast. Anyway.
Yes,
Wait.
bro. Yeah, we need an angel. Ready for
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you want to bring
wanna
Angel
get
in?
Angel on. We'll
Yeah.
talk with him, and then I'll tell the other two stories after we talk with Angel for a bit.
Do you want?
Alright.
What do you mean by talk with him? Like, what do you want to do?
Alright, Angel's the one with the YouTube channel, right?
No, Angel is the rapper.
Okay, I want to ask him. We'll be on the podcast, obviously, because we're already live. And I want to ask him if it's okay if we talk about that. If not,
Alright.
we'll just talk with him and bullshit a little bit and go on.
Wait,
If he's cool with
whoopsies.
talking about that, I want to do an interview.
All right,
But
well,
yeah,
let
go ahead
me.
and get him on.
Okay, I'll invite him right now. Sorry for the interruption. You're gonna see a blue screen for a little second. He's on For Honor right now.
He's got to get off For Honor, though, so if he's in the middle of a game, like...
I gotta join this party.
Wait, be
Grizzly.
quiet, be quiet. Wait, hold up.
Yeah.
What's up? What's up?
Totally, like, super off topic, but my friend just posted a snap, him drunk as fuck, busting through the wall and, like, watching these two guys fuck.
Oh, that's great.
No, super off topic, but, anyways, I'm gonna get off, and I'll...
All right, well,
Alright, yeah,
we'll catch you later, homie.
Catch you later, Whammy.
Think of the ghosts. Think of the ghosts.
Look at that photo before you go to sleep. Oh. Ader, did you check the photo? Look on Snap, bro. That shit is scary.
I don't even want to look at it.
No,
Oh,
homie, you
me
need
and-
to.
me
You
and Hatter-
need to.
Me and Hatter were talking about this shit last night, and if it wasn't already daylight outside, I'd have been fucking terrified.
Bro, it's 4 fucking o'clock. It's so dark, and look at this picture. You're gonna freak me out.
It's not even, dude. You're lucky it's not letting me fucking send it for whatever reason.
Yeah, that's funny. You're looking at a picture and getting scared. It happened to me.
Bro, I pray for you now, bro. You live in a fucking satanic church.
Satan.
That
I
shit
live
will, like,
a block
Spirits
away
of
from a church that is used by satanic.
All right, I
But
sent it to you, Ader.
we've
You
been down
have
there
to
so
look
many
at it,
times.
homie. You have to. You
I
have to.
have videos of us going to the satanic church. Nothing happened. Nothing at all.
Grizz, listen, man. I keep going back to this picture, but dude, that is fucking scary.
I just
Nothing.
Snapchatted my ex and see if she has that old picture. If I can get a hold of that older picture, it'll freak you the fuck out. Mainly because my haircut
Oh.
is whack and my hair.
I want to
was
see,
way
dude.
out of
It'll
there.
freak me
my
out because
God.
if it's the same ghost,
oh my god.
I know. Look at
It
the
is the
body,
same
homie. Look at the
Oh my
fucking
God.
body.
Oh my
Look at
god.
this.
I'm fucking scared. Oh my god, I can't. Oh my god.
We go to
So
Facebook.
precious.
Ooh, my old phone might have it.
So scary.
Let's get it.
Isn't it
I
scary,
just charged
homie?
up my old phone.
Hey, Angel, were you listening to the podcast, G?
Yeah, I joined
What's
in a
up,
little
Angel?
bit. I just
Did you hear
something about
the?
an apartment?
Hey, welcome to the podcast, by the way.
Yo.
Let's
Yeah, first time.
let's introduce Grizzly,
Uh,
Angel, Aderlin, Angel.
what's up, Angel?
Heard a lot about you guys. Watched the podcast
Hell yeah,
before.
hell yeah.
Pretty good.
So I got a
bro,
question for you,
go ahead.
Angel, before we start. These guys have told me that you're something of a up-and-coming rap star, correct?
Yes.
Would you be okay with talking on the podcast about that?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Because I was wanting to do an interview with you and whatnot, and
Oh.
kind of just talk with you. So
Yeah.
explain to the viewers. Hold on, someone's mic is clapping.
It's my nigga
Yeah.
Angel. It's my nigga Angel. Angel's
No,
got
it was
that
Ninja,
busted
it was
mic.
Ninja, I think.
Alright. Go ahead.
All right, so explain to the viewers what you do, like who you are. Just explain.
Fuck, I don't even know how I would like describe it, but
There's an echo.
shit.
Before you start, the reason everyone let's watch the podcast. We know Angel because me and Extend go to school with him.
Yeah.
That's how we know Angel. Continue. Go ahead.
Okay.
Wait, do I?
Yeah. Just go over like how'd you start?
Yeah, just
Why did you
a
start?
brief summary of like.
Oh
yeah.
shit, bro. Honestly, if I were to go like way back, like, okay, like back in like 2016 maybe. You guys remember when like it was like that Rice Gum wave? It was like the diss tracks and shit.
Yeah.
I wanted to hop on that little wave, and I started off with diss tracks, and that shit like I had my first channel like before all this other shit started. I was like this little rapper that just I actually made a diss track on one of my fucking closest like people to me, cause like I don't know, he did me wrong, but
Right.
it started off that way, and I guess it was just a way to kind of say like, oh fuck you. But like I didn't really care about like taking it seriously, you know. You're just
Yeah.
supposed to get someone mad, but then I started doing that shit, and then I was like, you know what? Like it was like fuck before that SoundCloud rapper wave, and I was like, you know, I really want to like try this shit, cause living that type of life would be cool.
Right.
And shit, I mean, I don't know, I just kept continuing with it, and some people started fucking with it, so I started taking it more seriously, and yeah.
Right.
So you're a rapper.
Right. He is, bro. And
What's your like? What do you go by?
What do you mean, like?
your rap
Like,
name.
Your name.
Rap name? Is it just
Oh,
your name?
yeah. Yeah, well, I used to go by fucking Young A, that was the first shit, and then I went by 21 Chromosomes, but then I was like,
Chromosomes, I like that.
I feel like if I blow up, that shit's gonna be offensive as fuck, so I just changed it to
Right.
21 Chromos, and then eventually it was just Chromo.
I helped him with chromos, man, because he keep that chrome on him. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Hell yeah, I like that. I like that.
You could also talk about your group if you want. You know.
Yeah.
Oh,
YSB.
shit. YSB the gang, man. Shout out YSB, but I wanted, like, I don't know, it was cool because I just started this show with my cousins, and I guess we wanted to kind of show that we were all, like, connected in a way, so started Young Sauce and Boys, and so it's like YSB,
Young Sauce and Boys. Hell yeah.
yeah, YSB Chromo, YSB Slumps, YSB Roscoe, all of them.
Hell yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's cool as
Yeah,
fuck.
check
So, do you guys like? How do you guys record? Do you guys, or do you have YouTube or some shit, or?
99
Yeah.
subscribers. Yeah, I'm your 100
99?
subscriber.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So, hey, if you want to, at the end of this podcast, are you in the Discord channel?
Yeah.
All right. So, if you want to, you can private message me on the podcast and send me a link to your YouTube. I'll put it in the social medias, and I'll put it in the description of this video so people can go check you out.
Hey, that's what's up. Yeah, I'll do that.
So, do you guys
Ooh,
record?
clapping mic.
Holy shit, you clap mic in. Or mic clapping. So, what was I just getting ready to say? I was literally just getting ready to ask you a question. So you guys record, and you have a group that kind of like, do you guys record music together, or is it just you?
What do you mean, like if we all record together at the same time, or like? What do you mean, like the recording process, or?
How do you feature? Do you
Well,
feature
more
on
like-
songs together?
Yeah. Are you a main?
Oh,
You
well,
voice
fuck.
it kind of comes.
Like we're talking about features. I find it hard, bro, cause like I'm like really picky and I'm a perfectionist. So like if I
Right.
don't like the way something comes out, like even my own shit, if I don't really like how it sounds, then I'll just scrap the whole shit. Like no matter how long I take on it.
Right.
So I don't really like to have features,
Okay.
cause I don't want to have to be like,
But,
oh
like,
shit, like
You
yeah.
know, so the YSB boys, that's you said that's you and your cousins, right? Do they ever like
Yeah.
Hop
sing
on a
with
track?
you, or they like just help?
They ever hop on a track
Fuck.
type thing? Cause
Yeah,
haven't you
yeah,
done
we've
stuff
had a
with
few.
Roscoe? You've done stuff with Roscoe.
Yeah. Yeah, he's my brother. It was like I think that was like basically my first feature.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it was like his first song that he ever released.
Hell yeah. That's cool as fuck.
Yeah, I
So how
mean-
many songs have you put together so far? Do you
Like in total, or like when I started taking it seriously? Cause there's
Let's say in
I
total
got-
first.
in total, shit, it had to be like maybe like 12. But like
12?
most of them were like a minute and something long. So like they were really
So
unfinished.
how many would you say?
Yeah.
How many would you say that you're like really proud of? Like the ones that once you started taking seriously, like those are the ones that like represent you the
Maybe
best?
3.
3? Hell yeah. And they're on
Yeah.
they're all on your YouTube channel and whatnot.
Yeah.
That's dope. That's dope. We're definitely gonna check you out, and like I said, we're gonna put that shit in the description so that fucking so our viewers could check you out, so everyone can check you
Yeah.
out. That's cool as fuck. And you don't have to like any of these questions I ask. You don't have to answer if you don't want to. But you're kind of younger, right? You go to school with Adam and them.
Yeah.
So that's crazy. That I like to me that's fast that you're young, driven to do something that's that fucking creative. That's awesome.
Right.
That's
He
badass.
does kill
Like,
it
I'm
too,
mad
man.
respect for that.
His
I
shit
really
is actually pretty dope. His shit is
Hell
dope.
yeah. That's badass. That's cool. I respect that. I really respect that.
Yeah.
Does anyone else have any questions for him? I'm still thinking of some questions.
What does YSB stands for?
Boys,
You cut out, homie.
that shit. Young Sauce and Boys?
There
Is
you
it
go.
still
Young
laggy?
Sauce and-
No, you're straight.
Oh, it's a little laggy, but it's fine. Yeah, you're good.
Ah.
Young Sauce and Boys. So you said that's you, your cousins, your brother. How many people are in the YS?
I think for right now, maybe 6 or 7. Only 3 of them rap right now, though.
Okay. That's cool. That's cool
Yeah.
as fuck. Do they have their own like channels and whatnot where people can go check them out as well?
Yeah.
We might drop that, but we'll probably drop you because you're the headliner. You know what it is?
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
No, but yeah, that's really. Haddon told me about this. I don't know, probably about a month ago, and just like ever since then, I've been like, I know you've been asking to be on the podcast, and I've been. I really think I was really thinking it would be cool to get you on a podcast, kind of interview you,
Yeah.
get to know someone who's up and coming, who's like self-created, Get someone on the
Yeah.
podcast that just built it all themselves. That's cool as fuck.
And speaking of that, Angelo, we need to get him on the podcast,
Oh,
bro.
yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Well, they still got his PS4 taken away, I think.
Still, bro? What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah.
That's tough, man. That's
When
tough.
he gets that shit back, we're gonna have him on, and we can
Straight
have you two
up.
both on at the same time. Fuck it. And by the way, from here on out, I'm actually gonna send you a friend request real quick in the middle of the podcast. Anytime you want to be on the podcast, you fucking just let us know. We'll get you in.
Straight up.
Yeah, I was waiting for it because I
We're
see you
always
guys
down.
start it all the time, but I'm like, fuck, I'm not able to join it or
Right.
type
Right.
shit.
We usually do like we don't do any kind of early because I don't know. That's how we do. Like we fucking hang out all day, and then we're like, oh fuck, a podcast, and we just do it last minute.
You already
yeah,
know.
Like anytime you want to be on, I would say they're every weekend on Saturday, 11 Central, but that's not true at all.
We don't really have a
anytime
schedule.
during the
We
fucking-
we
No.
try to do it during the weekend, but sometimes shit happens, so we don't really have a real good
Yeah.
schedule. But we're working on it. We're working on it.
But from here on out, if I see you online and I see we're about to do a podcast, I'll be like, hey man, you want to be in a podcast? Or come Friday or Saturday and you got something you want to talk about, just be like, hey, mind if I hop in
Hey,
a podcast?
Grizz.
You're always welcome.
We
What's up?
should edit the title and put YSP Chrome on there as well. I think we should do that.
Yeah, I'll put like fucking guest feature fucking YSB promo. That would be badass.
Hey.
Yeah. We can do that after it's posted.
Y'all need to start using the Discord more, bro, so we know what's up. Like,
No,
Right,
I'm
right.
saying that's the thing. Like, I want to use the Discord, and I usually use the Discord when we stream games and whatnot, which we haven't done a lot. But we need to get that Discord chat fired up. So
I
by the
know.
way,
People at
21 of
school,
you-
bro. Yeah,
Right.
go ahead.
Tell them, look, I know you said you got a whole fucking E-gang.
A
at
lot
school.
of
Tell 'em,
people,
join
dude,
that Discord
E-gang is a
server.
really big fucking thing in school. It's actually pretty fucking big.
Yeah.
There's so many
Yeah,
kids.
Get it
We
fired
throw
up,
up
get
the
everyone in.
E-gang sign everywhere, all the
We
fucking
We look
time.
like an
Speaking
actual
of-
fucking gang.
Hold on just a second. Let me check
Straight up.
something out.
Kind of stupid. Not gang,
We've-
really. That's lit.
It's crazy.
We've
'Cause
been on this
we throw up
podcast.
E's.
We've been on this podcast for an hour and 37 seconds, and I don't think anyone's done it yet. So since YSB promo is here, let's go ahead and throw it up for everybody.
Let's throw it up. Hey,
boys.
tradition though, Chromo, you gotta say E. You have to say E. All right,
Yeah,
go
say
ahead,
E.
Grizz.
Say E.
Go ahead, Grizz. Go ahead.
Throw it up.
We do the
E.
same time. E.
E. That's what's up. That's what's
It's always
up.
great. It's always good.
That's alright. Hell yeah. Fuck, that's cool as fuck. I'm so glad we got you on. I've been fucking waiting to get you on, dude. That's cool as fuck. I've been really like, I don't know, the past few months I've been wanting to just talk to people, cause like, you know, we're nowhere near as successful as you, obviously. You're getting your shit down, but we're building ourselves up, and I think it'd be cool to like connect with people who doing the same thing. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Get a good vibe going.
Right.
Fuck yeah. So
As for the Discord though, Grizz, we'll start advertising around school. We need a flyer to just post on the fucking wall,
Oh
bro.
shit,
Just
yeah.
a flyer, homie.
Hey, isn't there a thing you can, like with Snapchat? I think that only works with Snapchat. I was gonna say if there's a thing on Discord where you can scan it and just like add the Discord to your phone type shit.
I don't know. Yeah, no, there's no scanning thing. That'd be perfect. Put it on the fucking poster,
That'd be
scan it,
cool.
get in. That would be dope.
But honestly, if you could like print off
That
a
would
picture
dope.
of like our Discord at or some shit like that, I'm pretty technologically retarded, so
Right.
if there was something, that'd be really cool.
You know what, bro? Homeboy Cody could hook us up with a flyer. Send it to me. I can
Oh,
get
yeah.
that shit printed.
Or
Me and
got-
Nathan will start posting them bitches all over the school.
You got the perfect flying flyer sending machine right in your hand, bro. Just send everybody a fucking. Send
Oh,
everybody
you're
the link on
right.
your phone.
You're right. I feel like if we do it
The
at school,
link-
because the people at school, like the ones that don't know me or Nathan,
Right.
they'll be like, oh, I'm on that YouTube shit. I like to watch YouTube. Homies
Right.
doing shit.
And so you don't even gotta send them the YouTube link. You can send them the Discord link and the YouTube
Right.
link. Like what?
We gotta work on
Hell
that shit
yeah,
on a
hell
real
yeah, that's
note.
cool. Yeah. I've been working on it here and there, but I just work so fucking much that I can't
Right.
put more work in, But
I haven't been like active.
you've been
just in
gone.
general.
You've been gone.
Yeah,
It's
I've
okay.
been gone.
You went missing. It's fine. You're back. That's what's up. This is your what? This is
Hey.
your third podcast in a row? That was
Yeah,
Get it?
second
or third?
Yeah.
Let's get it.
Second.
Second. Yeah.
So back to the ghosts.
Oh, we going
Are we
back?
putting the ghost down or
Listen.
We gotta cover
Ader,
other
didn't
stories.
Ader
Oh.
have a story? Ader had a story, didn't he?
Yeah,
Didn't you
Ader's
tell?
got one more story.
No,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
gotta
Yeah, I
ask
forgot about it. It's okay.
you.
Forgot about it. Forgot.
You said, wait, what, Nathan? You said something?
I want to ask Angel something.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Angel,
Okay.
you got any fucking scary stories? Like some.
Oh
ghost
yeah, we
type
telling
shit?
ghost stories right now.
Oh, yeah, I got a shitload.
Oh,
Tell
yeah.
one.
Have you
Tell your
heard
best one
any
you
of the
got.
stories so far, Angel? That
I
we've been
was
told?
listening to a part.
Did you hear
But I don't-
Grizzly's part with this picture and the ghost in the background? Have you?
Oh my god.
That shit is
Bro,
scary,
honestly, I'm not
homie.
sure 'cause fucking
Well-
you and Grizzly sound similar, so I
Do
can't
we?
tell who's
Do we?
talking.
Right. We kind of
Yeah,
do.
a little bit.
Well, okay.
You guys
I'm gonna-
sound nothing alike.
Right. Well, it's in the Discord, Angel. Look at that shit, bro.
Oh,
Fucking
yeah, I
scary.
saw that shit. I was
Top
confused.
left.
What was that?
Top left corner. Look at that shit.
Yeah,
And
that shit. It's
If
crazy.
you didn't hear the story, watch the podcast. Like later when it's posted,
It's
bro. It's a good story.
It's around the like 1 hour mark, I think, is when that story
Yeah.
started.
We'll find a stamp.
I don't
for
know
you.
how
What
to
time?
use Discord.
Yeah, we'll time stamp.
Oh, wait, top left?
Yeah, top left. You see that
Yeah,
face?
See that?
See that face?
Wait, am I looking at the right shit? It's the one with someone's knee, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Top
Look
left, you see
just
it?
above the knee.
Oh, what the fuck, bro? What the
Straight
fuck?
up.
What
When
the
your
fuck?
reaction
That shit was
gave me
in my
goosebumps.
house.
Your reactions gave me goosebumps just now, homie. But
What?
check it out, check it out. Look at the body. You only see the face. Can you see the body, the silhouette? That bitch is
It's
big
easy to
as
see on your
fuck.
phone.
That bitch is
It's easy to see on your
big.
phone, yeah.
That's a big ass
Oh.
bitch. Might as well be a
She's like
man.
5'8".
I'm fucking. You're tripping me out, bro. I
Dude,
wanna-
and he has multiple
Yeah.
Where's the
pictures.
body?
He has look closely. You have to look very closely. It's not white like the head is. It's like kind of darker. It's weird.
Yeah, it's
I
like an
think
old
I do.
Victorian dress, like a Victorian, like what they would wear to funerals type shit.
But check it out. Check it
I don't
out.
wanna look at this.
Check it out. If Grizzly can get the other photos, we can confirm this shit.
I'm
Like,
trying.
dude, because he has other photos with that same ghost in it. You know how
I've got
scary
another
that
photo.
is.
I've got another photo with me in it, but I'm probably and me and my girlfriend, and she's showing a lot of
Just
cleavage. I'm probably
block
gonna
your
scratch that
fucking.
part out if I can
Just
get it.
yeah. Block your fucking thing.
Oh my
Well, everyone on the
God.
fucking Discord's already seen my face when I lit myself on fire 2 weekends or last weekend ago, so I'm not worried about that as much. But I'm gonna try to look it up because I think it's on her Facebook. So while we're sitting here bullshitting, I'm gonna be looking on Facebook on my piece.
Go on
See if I can
Facebook.
find it.
Yo,
Go on the
Alright.
side and on the chats. And then you can
Wambo-
see pictures and you see each other.
Wambo fucking sent me a snap. He said, "I saw the photo and now I'm sleeping with the lights on." Is what he said. Hey, bro, when I saw that shit last night, it gave me fucking goosebumps, homie.
Yeah, this
Straight
dude.
up.
Alright, we're sitting there, we're hanging out all day, right? Like we hung out
To like,
all day, and then to like fucking 6, and then like in the morning, we're getting off video games, we're just chilling. He's like, "Let's tell ghost stories."
hey,
I'm
bro,
like,
that's not what it was. I was talking about some ghost shit, bro. Listen, I've been watching that shit and I was interested and I wanted to hear if Grizzly had anything. And lo and behold, homie, he fucking did, and they're fucking fire and scary as
Grizzly
We
fuck.
went to
always
ghost
has
stories. Hold on,
stories.
hold on. Let me explain. We went to fucking ghost stories to fucking like scary ass conspiracy theories that actually fucking happened.
Dude, look, conspiracy theories. I could fill up podcasts with conspiracy theories, homies. You don't even know. I got a notebook full of that shit. That is, I either make. I really think it would be cool, right? So like, not this podcast, but I feel like the next podcast we have, I think we should make a conspiracy theory because they're so fucking good.
Yes.
But
Yes.
I think it would be. And I've got so
Hella
many. Like,
fucking
here,
good.
just let me read off the labels of my conspiracy theories. I'm not gonna go into any of them,
Oh no.
but let me just tease it for the next. 27 Club.
Mhm.
Taylor Swift is the reincarnated daughter of the man who created Satanism.
What the fuck?
That's wild, homie.
Hold on. Hollow Moon
Oh my gosh.
and the obscenity of Nickelodeon child stars and their contracts. That's a good one. That's a fucking good one, and it doesn't even explain it by the title, but I'm gonna go into this one. Fuck it, we're going into just this one.
Alright, bet.
So there is a conspiracy theory out there. All right, you guys have all seen, like, on the news or on TV, how Nickelodeon child stars are going batshit crazy. Like the past 3 or 4 years, they've been doing this. Hannah Montana,
Oh, for real, that bitch went
Shia
wild.
LaBeouf,
Wait, Hannah
the dude
Montana
from
is some
Corey,
fucking
Oh yeah.
Disney.
and yeah, the dude from Corey in the House got caught with like 1.5 kilos of cocaine at a party.
Oh shit.
Like, these child stars are going batshit nuts. Here is why. This is what people are thinking, and here's what I honestly believe it too. So the conspiracy is that when Disney signs these kids to do these TV, like these movies and shit, they put them in a ridiculously long contract, like 10 years, so they could just milk money out of them. And so they can't do anything. Like when they grow up, like the kid from Corey in the House was almost 30. The kid from Hannah Montana, her brother, was 40 when that was being recorded, and he is still doing
40?
shit like fucking kicking it or the karate movie. Still doing that shit, but he looks
Yeah.
like a 12-year-old. So what they're saying is like these people are caught in these fucking like extremely long but very lucrative contracts with Disney. But what they're wanting to do is after their show gets canceled, they're wanting to continue to work, but Disney's like, nah, you're in a contract with us. You can't work with anyone else, and we don't have anything for you, so you just have to sit there. So they're, they're making all this money, and then all of a sudden the money stops, and they gotta make some money somehow. They don't want to just go get a job. The kids from Zach, they actually went and got day jobs. This is what it's like, proving the conspiracy, right? They went and got day jobs when the first Zach, like the Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, got canceled. They're like, yeah, we're in a contract with Disney and we can't make money, so we have to get day jobs just to pay our fucking bills, because Disney has nothing for us and we can't break contract. So what they're saying is that these people who just go batshit crazy, they're going out and they're doing just this absurd so that they can break contract with Disney and start working elsewhere or doing other things. And
that'd be smart too. That'd be hella smart.
Right. The main proof of this is Hannah Montana movies. She had TV show, and she was like, I don't want to be Hannah Montana anymore. I just want to do music. I don't want to be this girl on TV, blah, blah, blah. So she went batshit crazy, shaved her head, and started rapping about her pussy and twerking on Robin Thicke. And then after she got dropped by Disney, she just went back to normal and started singing again. Oh. That's fucking like that's crazy to me.
It makes sense. It hella makes sense though. That I can believe that. I can fucking believe that. I can believe that shit.
My conspiracy theories are pretty on point. Since I don't have a pen, let's be honest. But yeah, that's some crazy shit.
Wait.
I could fill the podcast with conspiracy theories.
Can we all like just agree that like we're not the only species in the fucking universe?
Oh, you want to talk about this? Hell, that's impossible, homie. It's impossible.
Yeah, it's impossible.
How big the universe is?
Yeah, there's no way it's just us.
Oh, we're the only ones. It doesn't know.
Hold on, we talking about like aliens, or we just talking about?
Well, they would be aliens if they're not from here.
No, but like, what do we consider aliens? Because there is like other types of living shit on other planets, right?
Technically, an alien is anything that's not originating from the Earth.
Anything
an alien.
That's not, yeah.
Alien to.
I don't believe in aliens, bro. I believe this fucking freaky shit in the water, but not like.
There is some freaky shit in the water, I bet. Because what is Ninja probably knows this percentage. Ninja, what is the percentage of like ocean life that we know? It's like, how much of the ocean is explored? Like 5% probably.
8% last time I actually heard a statistic. Legitimately 8%.
I have no idea. I just know we know more about space than we do the ocean.
That's fucking whack, and it's on our own fucking doorstep. It's on our own doorstep.
But bro, the ocean is way too big, bro.
It is big, but space is a lot bigger.
We know more about the infinite space, space around us than we do the non-infinite
Who's
area.
laughing like that?
Right fucking next to us. Sorry.
You think they're trying to hide some shit from us, or like from the ocean?
Yeah, there's like a megalodon chilling in that bitch.
No, like some creepier shit. Like,
guys. No, dude, that's like sometimes on Discovery, like when they started to go more towards like the sci-fi shit. You could find some hella creepy stuff. Like there's one that I was watching when I was in my dad's house. It was like a 3-hour long marathon about mermaids. And I'm not talking like your Disney
face-eating mermaid.
I'm talking like not even sirens, like disgusting, grotesque,
mutated,
sharp teeth, hella pale skin, mutated things.
Right. And people talk about seeing mermaids all the time too.
But yeah, not like your stereotypical mermaid that you see in a movie. I mean like.
Oh fuck!
I figure what you're talking about. I've heard that. It would make sense. They live in the fucking ocean. I mean.
Yeah, and that was like the video that they'd seen. It was this boy. He was just deep sea camera searching, doing whatever. He just hit a little drone. It was hella far down in the water. It was really dark. He was just doing stuff, and there was a fish.
like in the camera, he's just watching this fish, and out of nowhere, this fish gets this bone. It almost looked like if someone took like a spine and like reinforced it to make like a spearhead out of it. So if you get like what that looked like, and it just went right through this damn fish. And like a couple seconds later, you see thing with arms, just like 2 arms and fish-ish mermaid-like body just flash across the screen. That fish is gone. Like you see it, and it's like fast as hell, and it's like really dark and it's weird.
Damn.
And like you see the kid like flip out and like react, and you see like the camera like kind of jerk because it scared the crap out of him.
It scared the fuck out of me,
Like,
them
he's
fucking
looking
things.
cold.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Them bitches
I
got
don't wanna
teeth like
interrupt or
sharks.
anything,
Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah,
but
and
I don't
it
think you
was
guys
very
understand
sharky.
how fucking weird it is going through your ex-girlfriend's Facebook pictures trying to find a fucking ghost. This is the weirdest thing I've ever done. Continue. Just wanted to add that.
Alright, so like, alright, so like, from what I heard, like Mexico, like fucking like the East Coast or some shit, like the East Coast of Mexico, there's like there is some like there's like some like fucking not
La
there's
Llorona?
like evidence. No,
Hey,
but
that's
I heard
scary too,
stories
by
of
the way.
like,
That's
that
scary as fuck
shit.
too.
Bro,
That
like
shit-
I heard her before, but
Hey,
I know people who like seen it.
homie, listen, bro. And what do they say about it? Like, the closer you hear, the farther away she is, and the farther away you hear, the closer she is. Did you hear that? That's
what are
fucking
we talking
creep.
about?
La Lorena.
La Llorona? Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know this shit. Like, I know the lore behind it, like how that, like, this shit came to be.
Yeah,
but I don't
yeah.
really-
I heard in Spanish
Like-
class. They read in Spanish class.
Oh, shit.
But that's scary. Continue though, Nathan. Go ahead, brother. If you'd like. Is he there? Nathan. That bitch got him.
Oh, shit, La
Call
Llorona.
the cops.
Yeah, bro.
That bitch got him. That bitch got him.
Got him.
Hey, if y'all hear some crying, man, better grab that
My
AK.
bad.
Alright, go ahead, Nathan, continue. We thought that bitch got you.
So like the thing is like, alright, so what you're saying, like the farther she is, like the closer she is,
Yeah.
if you're like hella close to a river, like you can hear her like walking and shit, and like you can hear her like sobbing like fucking uncontrollable.
That's why them cartel dudes be carrying around them gold AKs. You think it's because of rival cartels? That bitch.
No, it's that bitch.
Like, and like fucking apparently, like I know some, like, fuck, how do I explain this? Like my friends, like I guess grandparents, like saw her, and like they said that she was fucking creepy as fuck. Like she was in a wedding dress. She was like crying. She had like her head down. She was just crying, saying "Guys, me equals," which is where I'm like, oh, my kids.
Yeah.
Because the story is basically that she's supposed to have a wedding that day, and like her kids like didn't fucking show up that day, and she ended up like going to the river because like she used to wash a lot of clothes during like the village time, like the pueblos, that means village in Spanish, and like during like nighttime, they went to nighttime with her kids, and she drowned her kids.
What?
And then like every time like there's like kids like playing near like the riverbank and shit.
She thinks it's theirs.
Yeah,
Right.
she thinks it's theirs, yeah. And then she like sobs at night saying eyes me equals.
Bro, I heard a different one, just like the same, like the end story, I guess, which is like she was a poor, like I don't know, she was like from like a small shit, and like some like rich guy came to her.
Yeah, and she
thing,
left
and
her
I guess,
husband for, or wait, what was it? Oh, no. Go ahead, continue. Yeah, I remember.
It's like, I think it's like they got married, and then basically they had kids, and like he was a businessman or some shit, so he would like leave a lot.
Yeah, leave town a lot. Yep.
Yeah, so like she was like walking by the river one day and she saw like him kissing like another younger girl, and I guess she got mad and out of like freaking like anger she just threw her kids in the river, and then like she realized what she had done. And I think she jumped in there to save them, but she ended up like dying or some shit, and she came back and she basically looks for like kids that she can fucking I heard like 2 different ones. She just tries to find her kids, like, cause she misses them, and like another one that's like she can't.
Kids exactly the same. If I'm
Oh, well, that's the 3rd one. The other one was like she can't. She's like stuck in limbo until she can find her kids.
That's crazy.
And there's another one where there's the one that she tried to find like the exact same kids, where she takes like 2 kids out of like randomly.
Yeah.
I don't know where.
You think that shit's real though?
Yeah.
I've seen videos. I've heard videos and shit. Like, you can find videos on YouTube and stuff. Like, if you look for it, bro. I mean, I don't know if they're real. They could be faked easily, you know. But some of them seem pretty fucking real to me. I don't know.
In Mexico, just like witches, and that shit's the
witches.
Bro,
I've seen videos on that though, dude.
That's
yeah.
the scariest thing I've ever seen.
What's with witches what's with that shit? Why is it such a big thing in Hispanic culture? Why?
Witches are like really fucking powerful in Hispanic culture. And like what they did to like like when they're starting to like transform into a witch, they still look human and shit. And then later on, like when they fully develop and shit, they're fucking grotesque looking. Like they're all like hunched over, and like
Emperor Palpatine type shit.
Yeah, they you can tell like their dark fucking vibe and shit. It's so fucking creepy. And like the thing is, they feed off like babies, like they feed off like newborns, and like they suck their blood. Like, they go into like very poor villages, and they fucking suck. They suck their fucking kids' blood.
They fucking suck. You heard it here first, guys.
And like,
witches fucking suck.
And like, if they have kids of their own, they gotta feed them like their blood, like the baby's blood.
Wait, so their babies have to feed off of baby blood?
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay.
And then like from what I heard, like there was this
I have
family,
a video to send you boys when we're done with this shit.
and there was this family.
Put it in the Discord.
You're right on that.
There's this family, and this family, the mother was the witch. She had a daughter and she had a son. The son was the smart one, and then the daughter was obviously younger. And the son used to tell like the other villagers that my mom feeds me blood, and I never had food before, and shit like that, and they don't believe him. And then he tries to convince them, like that his mother is a witch, and eventually he ends up doing that by fucking, because like she sneaks out at night and she transforms into like an owl, but like a turkey-ish. Like a turkey and
an owl? Wait, a turkey owl? Like they actually turn into an animal and shit?
No, like a turkey. No. It's
like wait, they look alike, or like they are an actual animal?
No, they're not an actual animal, but they can like fully transform into like an owl, and that shit's creepy. Like, it's not like a normal size owl; it's like a giant fucking owl. It's like it's like a giant fucking owl. And you can tell they're human, because like they're screeching.
Oh my god.
So honestly, like a skinwalker, yeah? That's what a skinwalker is.
Yeah.
That's big in native culture too. Yeah, like that's what witches. That's what natives say. Witches can turn into animals, but dude, that's fucking scary, homie. Hey,
and like,
that shit you sent to the Discord? I'm trying to sleep tonight, so like.
Hey, I know it's scary. It's scary,
like,
homie.
Actually?
Go to 5 minutes, bro. There's a fucking video that I saw. I've been watching this guy's YouTube channel a lot. Go to 5 minutes. The first two I don't really fuck with.
Exactly 5 minutes?
About there, you know, don't play it obviously on the mic or anything, but if you're gonna watch it, mute your mic. But in relation, homie, to the witches, to the viewers, check out the Discord. Go to 5 minutes on that link I just sent. That's some Hispanic like bruja shit, and I think it's real because the way that the fucking the mother is talking, you can tell like it's actual fear. You know?
Wait, hold on. So in this shit, like, what happens? Like, is she talking about it, or do you actually see some like?
You see some shit.
Witch?
It's weird, homie. I don't know, but you need to watch it yourself.
I'll watch this in the day.
Yeah, it's scary. It's scary as fuck.
No balls.
Yeah, no
Bro,
balls, no balls.
No. I'm fucking paranoid. You got me looking around,
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah.
fucking playing Minecraft. Like, I'm actually scared in
Dude.
Minecraft.
I'm fucking looking at pictures of my ex-girlfriend, listening to talk about witches and brujas and shit. I'm looking over my shoulder every 3 seconds, thinking my mom's
Not,
watching.
you know what? These videos,
looking at
that
my
channel,
fucking ex-girlfriend or some shit.
that channel, bro, that I sent. I've been watching their videos. Their scary videos are actually hella quality. And who wants to get scared, right? But the videos on there are hella quality. That's why I wanted to talk about Paranormal Activity. This channel right here, Nuke's Tops 5s, homie. Dude, it makes you hella paranoid and stuff, like, and scared. But everyone likes a good fright. Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on now. But yeah, check
you
it
do
out.
that type of shit by yourself though. That I don't fuck. With
I
that.
was. I dead ass was, because I got big nuts, you dig? No, I'm just playing.
Yeah, to finish
Continue,
it.
Nathan. Continue, Nathan.
Oh yeah,
So,
with the
I'm
owl
at the
shits.
part- I'm at the part where like the boy like fucking well, the villagers find out that the mom is a witch, and when that happens, they get like a priest. They tie her up to her house, and they take out the girl and they take out their boy, and like they fucking breakfast the boy and fucking girl, obviously, and then like they clean them and shit, and then like what they do with the fucking mom is that like they set her on fucking fire.
That's what they did. The witches, homie. They set them bitches on fire.
Yeah, they set her on fire, and like she was it was fucked because like it was going on for such a long fucking time. Like she didn't
What?
die,
That like the witch like fucking terrorized, or you talking about like just witches getting burned in general?
burn. Like the burning took so fucking long.
That's what they did, bro. They'd tie him around some shit, bro, and they'd fucking light him on fire. But I mean,
Wait, I got another story about fucking witch. Like,
hey, dude, they're
My
good
bad.
stories. I like this scary shit. I like how we're going back to scary shit, Grizz.
Speaking of witches, did any of you watch that thing that was on Netflix for was Salem? Did any of
Oh
you
yeah, the
watch
witch trials. I never did watch it, bro, but I wanted to. I never
It
got to.
hella creepy because there's one point. So you know, like those spigots that people put into trees, like they'll stab into
Yeah,
the side
yeah.
of the tree to leak out tree sap or whatever. There was a scene where this chick was like tied to the ceiling of this boat, like inside one of the rooms. She was tied to the ceiling, and she had one of those in her fucking neck. And a witch would like sit below her, and she'd like flip that shit and like start spewing blood into the bathtub, and she'd bathe in that shit. And you could like hear it. and
Was
you,
it
like,
a
see it, like, spew
documentary?
out of that shit. No, it was just
Okay, it was a
it was
movie.
just TV shit.
Okay, now I don't want to watch that. I want to watch a documentary because that shit will scare the fuck out of me. Oh, I don't do well with scary movies. I ain't gonna lie, man. I ain't gonna lie. I can get down with some
Oh
YouTube.
shit!
I'm gonna send
Wait,
some more
hold on,
scary
y'all-
shit in the
If you
YouTube.
can, find the Discovery marathon documentary thing on mermaids.
That's just like stuff I like. It,
It's not really creepy. It's more interesting. It's a hell of a lot more interesting than that fucking Bigfoot shit.
You ever talking about Bigfoot?
no.
I don't like
see
Bigfoot, man.
shaved.
I bet that
Bigfoot's alive.
motherfucker looks like probably like a, I don't even fucking know.
Goonie goo goo
A
monster.
male, a human version of a Yaogwai.
From
Oh
Fallout?
yeah,
Basic
yeah.
fucking Lee.
Oh shit.
You know, the idea for Jaguars, they're just like, I wonder what a bear would look like if it was shaved. Scary as fuck. That's your answer.
I'm gonna send you the
When you're on
videos in the Discord of why I started talking about shadow people. All right, I'm gonna send that in there too.
Oh
I'm not
my
watching
god,
any of these fucking
bro.
videos. I
You
live
have
this
to,
shit.
dog.
I'm not gonna watch any of those videos.
You have
Bro,
to.
y'all got any
I'll
stories
invite you
with
into
shadow
my
people?
life.
I want to hear shadow people stories. Anybody got one? I want to hear those. Those
I
are
have
scary.
one, and that shit scared the
I
fuck
wanna
out of me. It
hear
looked
some
like,
last story.
You have one?
yeah, I don't know if I was tweaking, bro. Like, I swear I saw some shit, but like, I was.
They only show themselves usually for a second type shit usually. So I mean,
Bro.
I'm sending one in the chat. If y'all boys got big nuts, watch that shit.
Hey, hold on,
My
hold on,
nuts
hold
gonna
on.
have to be small tonight, cause.
It's all good, homie. I did
Yeah.
it during the day too. I ain't gonna lie. But
Uh,
go ahead. Tell your
that's
story,
like,
Angel. Or wait, hold up. Go ahead, Ninja. Hold up. Go ahead, Ninja.
Alright then. It's not like a
Is it a whole story? Or are you just
a
gonna say
shadow
something?
person story. Though. No, it's kind of a story. So, there's
Hold
a
on
park
one
up
second,
here.
Angel.
It's a Terrell Park.
Mhm.
It's everyone goes there. It's got like part of a baseball field that they'll use for like a little league or whatever the hell. But I don't really like going out there. Like during the summer when it gets hella late. Like around town, I don't really care. But like in the area, I mean, I live in a small ass town, so like in here, I don't really like to, because up on the peninsula, um,
Oh my
like
fucking
sometimes like
Ninja's
you
got a
hear
ghost
like a
story.
shit ton of like screaming shit, like up towards the mountain. But the thing is it sounds like monkeys. Like it hella fucking sounds like monkeys, and I live in the damn mountains. There aren't monkeys here.
Monkeys
And it
chilling in
sounds
the
like they're
fucking
just
Colorado
and
mountains.
like it sounds like they're just like screaming and shit, and like you don't know what the fuck it is. I know all of the animals up here. I have seen them all. I've hunted
What do you think
most
it
of
is
them.
then? Like a person?
I don't fucking know.
Hey,
I can't make
I'm gonna
it
pull
sound-
up. I'm
I
gonna
don't
meet.
like it.
We're
It sounds
all
like howler monkeys.
check it out.
Just
Check it
like
out.
take the sound that a howler monkey would make. And put
Howler
that
monkeys
shit
are
in
scary.
numbers. Like,
Howler
it's
monkeys are
sound.
scary,
Like,
but no,
when you hear that shit, like it sounds like it's getting closer, but it's not.
we're all gonna
You
pull
know,
up
I just
Ninja
don't-
with an AK. We're all
I
gonna go
don't
up there
like it.
during the summer, and we're gonna pull up there with an AK. We have to have an AK, but we're gonna go up there, all of us, and we're gonna go up there and we're gonna
Just
check
one
that
AK.
shit out.
7
Fully
boys,
automatic?
1 AK.
Fully automatic. Tear a motherfucker up.
Hold
Alright.
up, what the fuck?
But
Wait,
not
what's
to,
a
like-
howler monkey? Is that like a certain type of monkey? Or is
Yeah,
that
it's
like
a monkey that howls,
yes,
basically.
Yeah, they're really like you
description.
can hear them from miles away.
It's crazy how
in,
they do
like,
it too.
rainforest.
It's hella interesting.
Yeah. Howler monkeys are incredibly loud.
Oh,
But yeah, dude, it always sounds like a
Sorry.
bunch of monkeys just like screaming and yelling and like coming towards you, but they're not actually coming towards you.
They're just
I'm
hella
done. I'm
loud.
done looking through all this shit. It's fucking exhausting.
Okay.
I'll
Yeah,
find it one of these
fuck.
days.
That,
yeah.
like I don't go out there like it like nighttime. I just don't go out there because there are mountain lions up here. But like
Them
at
bitches are scary
dusk,
too.
True.
at dusk, I don't like going out at dusk because that's like every time I hear it, it's like always at dusk, and I just no. Like I'm not one for like paranormal stuff like too much, but there's always shit you can't explain.
Right.
It's actually not a ghost. It's just those fucking inbred mountain people. Yay! Fucking.
They're fucking every night.
This isn't the wrong turn movie series.
Alright, okay, Angel, tell your story, homie. I wanna hear it.
Let me see if I could even remember it right, cause like, it was like when I was way younger, bro. I was like a kid, and it was back when I used to live in LA, and my brothers, which like we would all share a room. It'd be like 3 of us in one room. It'd be me in the fucking corner in my little sports car bed, and I woke up in the middle of the night,
Boom boom.
and I look up, and I see these 2 fucking shadow-shaped men looking down on me, and one has a sword. And I just stare at that fucker. I don't know what I'm looking at. I guess I'm looking at his face because it's his head. I just stay there. I look at him. No emotion. I'm not scared. I'm not looking away. I just lay down there and just looking up to him. Just fucking stare at him.
Could you move?
Yeah. I just chose not to.
Okay.
Like for some reason I wasn't surprised by it. Like I wasn't shocked. But I was kind of like,
Sorry.
oh shit.
Was
that's
it it was
trippy.
a shadow person, yeah?
Yeah, I mean,
Them
a shadow
bitches are
person's like a
scary. Like all black shadow, like a dark black
Yeah.
humanoid
Yeah.
figure.
That.
Them bitches are scary looking, homie, and I don't fuck with that at all. Them bitches are scary
They were
looking.
tall. I honestly think about it now. Like that, she was just looking down on me as I was sleeping. And I woke up.
And that's when I'm
Like-
like, oh, dude. Ooh, I'm getting goosebumps hearing that shit. I never want to see one of them bitches. Ever. Pray to the Lord. No, I don't want to see that.
I got 2 fucking stories.
Shadow
So they
people?
got
Which
so
one?
many fucking stories. Nah,
Trying to be
one of
like
them is-
Grizzly?
One of them is like a.
Oh yeah, Grizzly does have
Speak up a
stories.
little bit,
One's
homie.
about a witch.
Speak up a little, homie.
Wait, one's about a ghost and one's about a witch?
Yeah.
Let's hear the ghost one. I want to move on to some ghost ones. Move away from witches. 'Cause-
So like, my roommate, like I used to live with this one person, and like her, it was a she, and she told me like some bunch of scary shit. That shit was creepy as fuck. And one of them got like one of them like kept me up for the middle of the fucking night, and I couldn't fucking sleep. So like during the time, like she went over to her friend's house like one fucking day, and like. And like she had a cat, like her friend had a cat, and then like one of the cat like went like it was the middle of the night at the time, and like she went into a room, and then like they were calling the cat, like they were calling the cat and shit. They were like kissing at it, like to come, and then like they see the cat come back sprinting back, and then like a couple seconds after you can hear like, but it wasn't any of them.
Ooh.
that.
Cats,
Wait,
homie,
hold on,
cats
hold
can
on.
see ghosts too. Cats can see them.
Wait,
Cats can
explain
see
that shit again, cause bro, I heard footsteps and I fucking zoned out. I was like, I'm gonna fucking die tonight.
I got the gun next
So,
to me, I'm
like-
not gonna lie. I have my gun right next to me.
So like they called for the cat, like they kissed at it, and then like a couple seconds later they hear like someone from like all the way down at the hallway. They hear
Calling.
Fuck that.
So the cat comes running down the
Yeah.
hallway when they were
Yeah.
calling it, like hella sprinting away in fear, and then
yeah no,
down
no,
at the
no,
end of the
like-
hallway.
like,
At the end of the
Yeah, like-
hallway, then they heard
yeah,
the
they
same
called
kissing.
it. They called it. Yeah, they called it, and then the cat comes like sprinting, and then they hear the same exact calling like from like all the way down the fucking hallway where the cat.
And
wasn't
that's
even
when I
there.
grab that grenade and I throw that bitch down the hallway. That's what I do.
Just a
give me
fucking
some
M2
military
grenade.
shit. Give me some military shit.
It's
Let it
good
go.
enough. It is a
Like-
natural deterrent. I'm good enough with my music.
Your music is a natural fucking traction to the demonic. What do you mean?
Honestly though,
But I don't ever have any problems, so I don't think so.
I guess something's working.
but yo,
'Cause I haven't.
They're like, hey,
experienced,
let's not
other
fuck with
than
this
that
dude. He's more evil than
creepy
we
shit,
are.
like by the mountain, by Terrell Park. Other than that shit, and
have
that's
you ever
not even near
experienced
me.
anything?
I'm trying to think. Other
Not really, no. I mean, there was like when I woke up and like I couldn't move at all. Like I couldn't even see. Like everything was like pitch black. Like I could like, you know when you look left and right, how you can feel your eyes moving.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could feel my eyes moving, so like I knew they were open, like I was blinking, but like I couldn't move my legs, I couldn't move anything. Then like 5-10 minutes later, I could like move my legs, but I still couldn't like really
That's
move
all-
my arms. I could like somewhat twitch my left
Yeah.
hand.
The sleep
Then like once I could
paralysis.
move my legs, I was like, all right, it's wearing off, I'm good, and I
That
just
is
went back
scary.
to bed.
When that happened to me, it scared me too. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't
Like, I
think.
was
See, I've
fucking
had a lot of
terrified.
like, I've had a lot of tiny
But
shit
is it,
happen
like,
to me, but nothing
I've-
super scary.
I've never really had anything happen. And so I'm just
Minor
like,
shit, Grizz. You've had
I
some
just-
gnarly shit to me, homie.
Well, those two things, but only one of them happened to me. The one happened to me, but like it wasn't involving me. I had one where I was staying the weekend at my boy's house, and he had told me multiple times, yeah, there's a ghost in our attic. We call him Bob. He moves shit around. We hear him.
My nigga
and I had heard
Bob.
him multiple
Oh
times.
hell
And
no.
My
Oh
God.
dude.
hell no.
And he
Nah,
told
it's
me-
not Bob, it's
he said-
Fred.
My nigga Fred.
He told me, he's like, Bob doesn't like it to be messy. He's like, Bob cleans my room. I'm like, what? He's like,
Oh
oh
my-
my clothes and shit on the floor, and
Dog.
Bob
Let me
close my
throw
closet.
my clothes.
Let me
in the
close my
fucking,
closet.
No, real shit, bro. You got me paranoid as fuck
Yeah.
now.
I had to.
My-
No,
my-
I'm not
I
even
have
gonna lie. A
goosebumps right
second
now.
ago,
I have goosebumps.
when
really
I got
bad
off
right
my
now.
computer and y'all were talking about that shit, I looked over and my fucking bathroom door was 0.7 inches fucking more open than it was a second ago. I ran over there and slammed that shit closed. I was
Hey,
like,
bro, I'm gonna be
"No,
honest.
no."
I'm pretty scared right now too for no reason.
Well, alright, so like my closet door's like slightly open and it's been like that, and I'm just staring deep in it.
Yeah,
got my
mine is
dog.
open to my right too, homie. But I ain't gonna close that bitch, cause
That's like a
Oh, and I
my
put the
door.
panda mask away because it scared me.
the
Oh
panda
my
mask.
That's like a my door. The little well and the thing that the. I always forget the parts. Like I know the names of them, but I always forget them. Like when you close the door, how it like slides in and then drops and like extends back into that little divot
Yeah.
to like
Latch,
keep the
yes.
door closed. Yeah. On my door, it's a lot shallower than it should be. So you can just, even when my door is completely closed, you can just push it and you can just force it open with a slight push.
Oh.
And
If you ever have a
all the
ghost,
time-
homie.
During the summer, all of the time during the summer, my door will just like swing the fuck open. I'm pretty sure it's air pressure because my
What the
window's
fuck?
open. But
Nah,
like,
dude.
a
If
lot of
I
times
saw
it'll just,
that,
like,
oh
swing
my
the fuck open. It's not like
god.
a crack open. Like it like fucking swings. And like I'll just close it again. And like an hour or so later, it'll do that shit again. Like
What the fuck?
I guarantee you, air pressure though, because my fan's on and my window's open.
But which way does
Yeah,
it
but don't
swing
feel like a
open?
slide.
Towards you?
That
Yeah,
could
because
just
the
be-
hinges are on the inside of my room.
Well,
That
wait a
could be
fuck.
someone
Why would it
closing
go?
Hold on. That could be someone closing a door in another part of the house and just air pressure pushing the door. Like that happens a lot.
But
Like someone closes like the front door in because air pressure's pushing it in, forcing the air to go through his window. That shit happens a lot.
to add to that though,
Mhm.
how the fuck would it open from the outside? It swings in. Why would the air pressure from inside
Yeah.
your room make it swing in though?
If someone closed the door somewhere else in
Negative
the house,
pressure? Nah, because
Negative
most of the
pressure,
time,
you're right. Negative
my
pressure, you're
brother's
right.
not even home. Because yeah,
No, you're
negative
fine,
pressure.
homie.
It's
Oh,
supposed
Grizzly
to
never
open.
finished his story, but yeah.
Either
Oh,
way.
Bob, it wasn't a big
shit.
story. I got a boot thrown at me because I left it on the ground.
Wait,
Wait,
what?
what?
Someone threw it at me.
Hold up.
Yeah, so that's what I was
Now
saying.
you
Like
gotta
Bob, like
explain.
he told me, he's like Bob hates a mess. He'll fucking throw my hamper and shit. I'll watch this shit happen. I'll just be laying there at night, getting ready to go to bed, and just a fucking shirt will get thrown in my hamper. It's really
That's
funny.
fucking
I was like-
actually kind of funny, but it's
And me,
scary
I'm
as
like-
fuck too.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, fuck that. That doesn't happen. So one day I got my boots, my steel-toed, heavy fucking work boots. I just kick them off on the floor, and they chill there for like 4 or 5 hours, and we're sitting there, probably stoned, playing Halo. Yeah, we definitely were stoned playing Halo. And all of a sudden, just fucking thud, and I'm like, what the fuck? And it's dark over there. I was like, I thought it was his dad. I was like, listen here, motherfucker. And he's like, my dad's not home. It's just me and you. I'm like, I kind of sit there slack jawed. He's like, I told you Bob doesn't like a mess. Put your fucking shoes up. I'm like, okay.
So he
Fucking
gets
put my shoes by the door.
mad? What?
Yeah, he doesn't like a mess. He likes the house clean. And like upstairs, like Bob's OCD as fuck because he's like, yeah, we'll put shit up in the attic, and he's always moving it because it's not where he wants it to be. So we just let him move our shit. I'm like,
That
no.
is-
No,
That's
thank you.
actually hella scary. I mean, I
kinda
guess,
cool,
but if I saw
dude.
shit moving around, I mean, that's scary as fuck. But,
Dude,
I mean,
one day, Bob just snaps and starts stabbing people for leaving clothes out.
Yeah.
you motherfucker throws a glass bottle across the room and hits you in your fucking face. Nah, dude, that's
Uh,
scary as fuck, bro. If I started seeing shit moving, let me tell you something. I'm finna run across the hallway. I'm finna get everyone
just
else
Bob.
up, and I'm finna leave the fucking
Bob.
house. Fuck that nigga Bob. That nigga
Clean
Bob
up
can
your
leave
shit.
the fuck out of
Fuck
here.
that nigga Bob. That's why you're gonna get haunted.
Nah, I'm just playing, Bob. I'm fucking with you, homie. You cool. So why would you say that, Grizz? Why'd you say that? Why do you say that shit?
You can't. It's because you can't be afraid of it, man. The more afraid of it, the more you're in it, man. I tell him, I'm like, look, I'm here. I don't give a fuck.
You're right. You're right about that. You're right. You ain't supposed to be scared of that shit. I mean, it's hard not to be though. Like, I'm scared of it. I ain't gonna lie.
It's something you don't know. The unknown is scary. The unknown's scary.
But he is right about that though. He is right about that shit.
Alright, I gotta tell you one more
Take
fucking
feet
story.
off here. Go ahead. What time,
Alright,
dude? How long have we been going, man?
2 hours and
Almost 2 hours?
16 minutes.
We didn't even get to Grizz didn't even get to tell his fucking stories.
Oh, I'm gonna tell him.
Nice.
It's gonna be hard to follow my stories up with this, but I have to tell him because I gotta edit the video this week.
Alright, so I'll do this one short. So basically, my dad and like his friends, they were driving up to a mountain, and they see like a fucking
Whoopsies.
sky,
Oh, shit, the fuck out
and
of this
it's like going really fucking fast though. Like it's zigzagging all over the place. And like, what the fuck is that? And like they get out the car and check it, and they fucking see it's like a ball of fucking fire. And then my dad was like, "That's the fucking witch." And then my dad told him like, "That's the fucking witch," and like they didn't believe him and shit. So they kept on driving up in the mountain, and that shit comes down like that shit like he did not want to go in the car because he didn't want to go in the truck because he knows something bad was gonna fucking happen. And that fucking chick comes down on the car. And
What do you mean? That bitch jumped on the car?
No, like it was a ball of fucking fire. What do you expect?
A ball of what is she? A fucking mage from Skyrim?
So a
Yeah.
witch was a ball of fire, and that shit just fucking crashed into the car.
Yeah, and yeah, it's
That
weird
shit
as fuck.
is shooting
it's hard
fire?
To explain. No, it's like she was the ball of fire.
So then what the fuck happened? Did like the shit like fucking leave a
They
mark?
saw a purple
Someone-
dragon and
Yeah,
then the
yeah,
LSD
yeah.
trip
It was
ended.
the one. Yeah. No.
Bro, I could
It's
just
like that-
imagine like
that-
they fucking accidentally crashed that shit, and they're like, yeah,
The ending.
see, there was
the
a
ending of the
witch.
story- The ending of the story is really fucking sad. So like, a couple people die. They call the cops and shit, and they told them what happened. And then one of my dad's friend, he gets like really fucked up. Like, he's
Trauma?
like not traumatized. Like he's like disabled and shit. And then like
What?
yeah, yeah. And then like years just like passed by and shit. And then like, cause he lives he lives in train like near a train track. And then like he was with my dad. They were drinking. And then like he saw like this disabled guy saw like a black cat. And like out of nowhere, my dad saw him like perfectly stand up and talk normally. And he said like, "Alright, I'll be right back." A fucking train comes by and hits him. Like he fucking like, gets in the middle of it and fucking kills himself.
He ain't coming
Wait,
back though. He shouldn't have
wait.
said I'll be
Hold up.
back. 'Cause that he ain't coming
So-
back.
Could
That
he
is
like
scary.
he could not walk perfectly or talk or any shit like that, but he just saw a cat. He got up and he started talking normally. And fucking
Yeah, like a
got run
black
over.
fucking cat. Yeah, like yeah.
That's fucking
That's
trippy.
And you know what, black cats,
Tell
man. That shit is scary too. When black cat crosses your path, I believe in that shit
Dude, my
too.
dad owned one.
I believe. Oh, really? An all black cat?
Yeah, it was all
We've
black.
had one. Yeah, we've had one.
He was named Scrappy.
If a
He's a
random black cat like you
vicious
don't know,
motherfucker. I mean, he's really chill.
Fuck,
But,
now I'm
like,
just looking all over my room and shit.
I am
Like,
too. I am too.
He
I'm
got
hella
into a
doing it.
fight with a bulldog, and he tore that fucking thing apart.
Oh
yeah.
shit.
Like, he's just a black cat, just Scrappy. He'd been shot a few
Fits the
times. He's
name.
still kicking it.
What the
That
fuck?
nigga's scrappy.
Hey,
Yeah,
no,
like,
look,
when
listen,
you
hold
shot-
up, hold up.
Pause,
The
pause,
dude,
pause,
like,
pause,
shot
pause,
at him,
pause.
and the bullet clipped part of his spine. So like sometimes randomly the muscles in his back would like start spazzing out. And he just like flipped the fuck out and start running everywhere until it
My
stopped.
cat does that too. My cat does that
Alright,
too.
hey, I wasn't gonna tell this story, but now that you said that, I am a firm believer. Like, alright, look, PETA's gonna fucking flag us for this shit. I don't even give a fuck. I am a firm believer that cats have 9 lives, and this is why. So there was one time, my dad had this cat, and this cat was all but a fucking feral, savage, wild animal. But it wanted to come inside and eat food. So my dad's girlfriend was like, "Aw, kitty," and brought that bitch inside and let it eat food and shit. And her daughter had a kid who was really young, and he would come around and play and shit. And that cat would always come up and fucking fuck with that kid, like scratch him and fuck him up and shit. One time, my dad's girlfriend's daughter had her son in her lap and shit. And I guess I can call her my sister because she's my sister now. Yeah, so my sister fucking had her son, my nephew.
My
in her
nephew's
lap,
son's sister.
Nephew, daughter, fucking had her nephew in her lap, had my nephew in her lap, and the cat just came up and turned into the fucking Tasmanian devil and just went wild on both of them, scratched the fuck out of them.
Why?
Almost got the kid's eye, because she was just fucking psycho, dude. So my dad said, "Fuck this cat." And he looked at me and he said, "Go grab the fucking gun."
Oh.
And I was like, okay. So my dad fucking tries to grab the cat and it jumps up into the chair. So my dad said, "Open that fucking door." Open the door, and he picked that chair up and threw it outside.
What a
He's
G.
like, "Get your gun." He's like, "Get your gun and go fucking kill that cat."
Damn.
That cat took exactly 7.22 bullets to the head before it died. 7. And every time I shot it, it would like pop back and it would look at me like fucking.
Wait, in the head?
In the head, dude.
In the head? Oh.
7.
Why?
22 caliber bullets in the head. I highly
That's
believe
not,
cats
well, I
have
mean,
9
that's bad, but that's not so. This was a long time ago. My cousin and I, we got tasked with putting down someone's dog, and Hatter might know when this is because of what we were using, but we had a Glock 40.
Yeah.
And we had to go put down the dude's dog, and we walked like way out onto his property. I mean, we live in the fucking mountains. It's not hard to find very secluded places, for real. We go out there and load 2 bullets. The dog is just chilling there. Shot it, blew out the entire thing's neck, like entry wound, exit wound, just neck gone, like missing. It's not there. It just ran off.
It's pretty
like
hard
just started
to
running. And it kind of like slowed down. It kind of stopped and like sat there and just started looking at us and just walked up. And two didn't do anything.
Yes.
One went into the neck and out the other side and blew it apart. The other one went in the ear and out the lower end of the jaw. Like the top end of the ear and out the lower end of the jaw on the opposite side.
Franken
I think
dog.
he says it's like completely fine.
Puppy.
And it ended up taking 4 bullets from a Glock 40.
That's
Dude,
crazy
yeah.
as fuck. He's wearing body armor, homie.
Sorry, PETA, by the way.
Nah, fuck Peter.
Yeah, fuck
PETA.
PETA. Fuck PETA
Yeah,
for
fuck
real.
Fuck PETA for real.
Fuck them
Yeah,
lanes.
and it may be mildly fucked up. No, it's just fucked up. It's like both of us knew. I mean, that he didn't like this dog at all. I didn't care for it. I mean, I like the dog. It's a chill dog. But like afterwards, like we just finished putting down this dog. Like immediately afterwards, we just went to the shooting range on the dude's product and we just dropped a bunch of rounds, blew up TV, like nothing ever happened.
Did you bury the
And then
dog?
when we went home that night, it's about as well as we could because it was getting dark and there were bobcats and mountain lions there where I'm not going to stay out and figure out what's nearby. But on our way home, when we got into the truck to drive home, the first song that came on was Knock Knock Knocking on Heaven's Door. First song that came on.
That's great. Shit.
Jeez.
Well, hey, speaking of shooting a bunch of shit and blowing it up, Grizzly's got a couple of stories to completely
After
change
2
this
hours.
podcast tune. 2 hours and 25 minutes of hunting shit and our boy YSB promo. I got a story for us. I got two actually. So, just to kind of tag along, I try to say we're tagging along on some sort of theme, but on this podcast there is no fucking theme. We're just rambling
It's just
off
scaring
for
the
a
shit out
couple
of
hours.
all of us. Like
We're
It's-
just
it's
scaring
just
each other. That's all we're doing.
This is the perfect example of stream of consciousness like comedy for real. So I got these two stories. Right? I'm gonna start with one because I know I'll end with the more exciting one. So I'll start with the least exciting one. So me and my friends were getting together, and no, I have to start with the fucking more exciting one because chronological order and shit. So we get together, and my buddy hits me up. While I'm actually babysitting that girl's kids, the haunted girl's kids, he's like, "Hey, we're gonna film a YouTube video. Do you want to be in my YouTube video?" I'm like, immediately I say yes in my head, and I was like, "These are some fucked up motherfuckers. Like, I'm fucked up. These guys are equally as fucked up." I was like, "What are we gonna be doing?" And he's like, "I can't tell you till you get here. You have to agree to it, and I promise nothing super bad will happen."
super
Like, fine, okay, yeah, we'll do it. And I get there, and he says, "Come to the shop." So I get to the shop, and they're all smoking, and I'm like, "I'm not gonna smoke for this because I don't know what's about to happen." My buddy, they all smoke. They all get super fucked up, and one of my buddy smokes, and then eats like a fucking 200 milligram edible. And it's just zoinked. And in fact, in the video I'm editing now and we'll post on the channel probably by Wednesday, you'll see he's fucked up. But anyway, we're gonna give him names real quick so the story goes easier. It was me, my buddy Corncob, two other guys I'm not gonna name actually, three other guys, and my boy Josh Coles. We're just gonna call him Josh Coles. Alright, so we get together and they get stoned, and then after they get stoned, so I've been there for probably an hour and a half, they say, "We're going to reenact Mario, light tennis balls on fire, and throw them at each other." Okay, so I'm immediately intrigued. I'm intrigued. I was like, "Fuck yeah, I'm gonna pelt someone with a flaming fireball." And then they say, "Since you're sober, you're gonna be the first one." Fuck. Alright, okay. So I get out of my jeans and I put on, I don't know why I thought this was a good idea. I thought maybe because we did it on a bridge over some water, like right next to this, like his land connects to the lake because he's got a big ass plot of land. I've said this before on another podcast that's actually not posted right now. A Project B story, which is my version of the Project X story. Some people saw it, but I took it down, and I'm actually going to get this guy on the podcast soon, and a couple of my other buddies that were at Project B to tell this story with me, so they can keep me accurate, because I was fucked up at that party. So anyway, we're sitting here on this like little bridge overlooking some water, and I'm like, if I jump into the water with my jeans, I'm going to just have a shit day for the rest of the day. So I put on some like sports shorts and a cutoff shirt, and I'm like, that way if I get lit on fire, I can just jump into the fucking water. So the way the setup is they're on the end of the bridge, and I'm on the other side, and to the left of me is lake. It's a water. It's pretty. Beaver, really dry wood. Not a good idea, but it was better than their first idea, which was, "We're gonna throw tennis balls at you."
Is he cutting out?
Yeah, I thought that was just me.
Yeah, I thought it was
Grizz, you
just
cut
me.
out for like the past.
Oh, did I cut out?
Yeah, you did, homie.
How long? Like, when did I leave off? It's because I just got
Tennis balls.
snap. When did I leave off?
You said the first idea wasn't as good. They want to throw flaming tennis balls. That's what you said.
Oh wait, yeah. So the first.
What the fuck?
was
Cut that
flaming-
again.
Oh my god, are you shitting me? What the fuck?
So the first.
Uh,
Alright, can you hear me good now? Are we solid?
Yeah.
Yes.
yes.
Alright, so the first idea was shit because they wanted to throw flaming tennis balls at their shop. Can you still hear me? I'm just checking
Yes.
now that we're halfway.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Now I can continue on from the story. They want to throw flaming tennis balls at the shop, and I'm like, no, that's going to light the fucking shop on fire, you idiots. Let's go do it down by the water. So if anything lights on fire, it's right by the water. Plus, we have this gator, this 4x4 gator with like a 50-gallon water tank on the back of it and a motorized pump to like shoot water at the fucking flaming tennis
What
balls.
is a gator, you said?
A gator, a 4x4, like a golf cart that's really rugged.
Oh.
Yeah, they're called gators or Terras or some shit like that. But so we got them down there, and Kubotas is actually what they were, and we got the big ass fucking basically like redneck fireman rigging on the back of it with just a compressed fucking water gun. It was basically just a big redneck water gun. So we're getting down there, and I'm like, it's still fuzzy in my head, the concept of how they're going to light the tennis balls on fire and throw them at me. I don't see how that's going to happen. I don't see, how I was like, you're going to light the tennis ball on fire and it's going to catch real slow, and then when you throw it, it's going to go out. I'm like, how? And then they pull out a tube and they fill the tube full of gasoline. I'm like, this is going to be great. This is going to be fan-fucking-tastic. Me and accelerants, we go well together. For anybody who's listened to the last podcast, last time I'd fucked with accelerants, I lit my entire self on fire. But,
Wild.
fuck. So they dip all these tennis balls. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. 4 of them, I believe, dip these tennis balls in the fire. And then you'll see in the video, I'm telling these stories mainly because they're badass, and also because I have video evidence of all this happening. I'm going to edit the video and put it on the podcast. So you'll see most of this in the video, but I'm going to tell the story first. You see him talking, you see one of my friends, who I'm not naming his name, he's sitting there talking about how they're going to do it. And he's like, yeah, there's a lot of gasoline, and they're wearing welding gloves so they don't light themselves on fire. He's like, there's a lot of vapors and gasoline and shit, so I'm not going to stick my hand in there and light all this at the same time. I'll light one and light the rest of you, and then we're gonna throw. And he's like, if at any point fucking gasoline it's not on fire, just squeeze it, it'll be fine. Gasoline will come out and light on fire. So very first thing, I'm wearing cowboy boots, my work boots, my fucking steel toe work cowboy boots, shorts, and a cut-off t-shirt. They light up all their fucking fireballs, and then they just fucking turn. And it was like every single one of those dudes over there, I was like, these guys are my best friends. And then you turn and they look at me and I'm like, these guys want to kill me. They actually hate me. They got really high and just devised a plan on how to kill me. And I fucking, it's so, they say when something crazy like this happens to you, just adrenaline rushes through your fucking veins. That's all I can explain it, because it was just pure fucking adrenaline, I'm gonna dodge every one of these fucking fireballs. But I'm also a 210-pound burly redneck man, and I'm not nimble at all. I'm not at all nimble. So I go to dodge one, and the first one that gets thrown at me, I dodge, and it hits me and lights me completely on fire. Just fire shoots up my leg all the way up to my chest, and then I fucking just run. Instead of my plan, which was running towards the water, I run towards a dry-ass brush and almost catch the entire thing on fire. Luckily, the fire went out because it just hit my boot or some shit and expelled all the gas. And then all the other flaming fire tennis balls ran past me left and right and shit. But I got hit by one, and I was the only fucking person to get hit by one that day. We threw them at all of my buddies except for one, and it was the one that ate that brownie edible because he was so fucked he couldn't even stand up. And then we threw them at people, and then one time I got him throw, my buddy came up and was like, you're going to throw them at me, and you're going to stand back there and try to hit it with a ball, or hit it with a fucking stick, fucking baseball that bitch. And then my other buddy, it was really confusing, 2 or 3 people were trying to tell me what to do at the same time. And I ended up just letting 3 balls, go into the grass and fucking, try to start fires and shit. We had to put them all out. And then we did juggling. I don't think my part of the video didn't get in this, but because we didn't last very long. But like we only had one ball left at this point because we had just thrown all the tennis balls at all our friends and they'd gone into the river or gone into the like to where we can't find them. But we lit one and super soaked it with the rest of the gas and lit one and we just tossed it like the egg toss back and forth until it would go out.
You guys are fucking psychotic.
It was crazy, and then we ended up losing that one. It was pretty sad, and that was the end of that video. That was pretty great. The next day, I'm still recovered. Like I'm have no hair on my like left leg, and I'm trying to hide it from my mom because my mom's like, "What are you going over to Josh's for?" And I'm like, "Oh, we're gonna film a YouTube video." And he's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I don't know." I knew at this point. I really did. I knew it, but I'm not gonna say, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna let him throw fire at me." It's gonna be great. But no. So I'm trying to like cover shit up for my mom, like not show her that my entire left leg has all the hair burnt off of it and shit. And fucking so I'm skulking around the house and shit. And I get a call and he's like, "Hey, we got another video. You want to be a part of it?" And I'm like, "The last one went so great. Might as well do the second one as well." He's like, "We're gonna blow shit up." I'm like, cool, alright. So he goes and buys the legal limit. Only one of our friends was 21, and down here in Oklahoma, you have to be 21 to buy this amazing substance called tannerite. Tannerite is a thing. It's these little particles of, I don't fucking know what it's made of. It's made out of redneck badassedness as far as I fucking know. But you shoot it and it explodes profusely. So we get a pound of it, which is the legal limit one person can own. And we really contemplate buying like 10 pounds of it and just like pretending that we're all 21 and each of us going up and buying it again and again. And then when we're in the store, we're sitting there calculating like how much money my boys got to give us so we can do this. And the guy comes up and he's like, "Hey, the guy that works there, he's like, yeah, you're not all going to buy a pound of tannerite." And we're like, "Well, we're trying to get rid of a beaver dam." He's like, "How big's the beaver dam?" And we're like, it's like 20 foot by 20 foot. He's like, "A half a pound of this shit would obliterate that." And we're like, "Okay, a pound it is." So we just buy one fucking pound, and we mix it all together at the store, which probably looked like we were about to blow up the store. But mixed it all together at the store, and we drove to a hardware store and got some spray paint so we could spray paint this thing. And I still don't know what we're blowing up. I just know we're blowing something up. We get there, and my buddy's got a shit ton of land. And he's converting some of this land he has, it's just useless land, into farmland. And he's like, "But we have to get rid of this deer blind that we use every season because we're getting a bigger one." I'm like, okay. Why don't you just pick it up in a truck and move it? And he's like, "Nah, blowing up we would be way better." And I'm like, I see what you mean there. So he films this whole fucking skit. I don't know where the skit comes from. It would have been a better video. It was already only a 4-minute video or so. It would have been a much better video if it was just like, slow motion reels of us blowing up and shit. But he films this whole skit and it's like Yo MTV Cribs parody. And it's really cringy. I'm still debating on whether I put it in the video or not. I might just to fucking make him look cringy because I love him and all that shit. So he's like, "This is my hunting blind. This hunting blind fucking, we got TV, we got a phone, we got the bare necessities." And he's like, "Grab my new mixtape." This is how old this video is. That meme was still around.
Holy fuck.
"My fire mixtape, J. Cole's spicy shit." And then he's like, "See this fucking," out of nowhere, like he's just ad-libbing this all off the top of his head. He didn't have it written down. He's just fucking just prop comedy ad-lib this fucking just skit he does about the OMTV hunting blind thing. It's like, "This is my crib, but look, hold up, I'm getting a phone call." And so he edits in fucking ringing noises and then picks up this phone in the middle of the fucking woods and says, "Yeah, uh-huh," and then he edits the wobble 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 wobble.
Really? Yeah, like the fucking,
like,
yeah.
It honestly, he did pretty good on it for being like 18. Like, it was pretty alright. But he's like, "Look here, I just closed a deal on a new, bigger hunting blind, and you know what they say, bigger hunting blinds means more bitches in the hunting blind, so we're just gonna blow this one the fuck up to impress all the bitches." And he fucking does like an homage to his fucking spicy shit, hottest new fucking mixtape, and he puts it there. He's like, spicy shit, make sure this shit goes up in flames. Here's the funniest part about the whole video. None of it was funny to me up until this point. My buddy's shooting at it, right? He won't let anyone else shoot at it because this is his gun and he's a professional. He's a fucking dipshit is what he is. He shoots and misses. It's like a fucking, like a 1 foot by 8 to 9 inch target. Really hard to miss. And he misses it like 25 times. And I was like, if you were just to give me that thing, I'd fucking hit it. He's like, nah, this is the best scope you money can buy. And the wind and I was like, you're about 13 feet off. You're just retarded. So finally, I think I can't remember if he finally hit it or someone else grabbed his gun and finally just shot it. But it's like in the video you see a miss counter and then it goes up to 25 and then there's a break and then just fucking boom and you see the like you hear the gunshot and then you see the duck blind. And then you don't see the duck blind. It just fucking goes up in smoke. And, you know, we were pretty scared, so we were like, 15 feet away. Not far enough. We were not far enough.
Fucking eyebrows get blown the fuck off.
We had a GoPro at 5 feet away. The footage was not salvageable from the GoPro, so it's not in the video. It flew that fucking GoPro back about 13 feet, just fucked it up. And
jeez.
It was crazy because you like literally it was this solid structure that someone built out of like fucking hard plywood and just this little bitty beads of powder just turned it into nothing. He left the TV in there, he left the chair he was sitting in there, there was a fucking stuffed animal in there, like all this shit was in there and just fucking went up in smoke. And this isn't shown in the video, but you hear us talking about it. When we went up to see the carnage, the only thing left was the bass and his little CD that said J. Cole's Spicy Shit. It wasn't even bugged. It wasn't even bugged up. It was just sitting there, just J. Cole's Spicy Shit. It's funny as fuck. So yeah, that's what
y'all are
fucking
fucking wild.
Blow shit up.
I'm gonna go to bed, boys. It's 5 o'clock.
Catch you
Holy
later,
fuck, Ader. Alright, later, homie.
Peace out,
Give
homie.
her the night.
That man's gotta get up in
Yeah,
3
I'm gonna be
hours.
jumping off too.
He low
That
Ninja's-
is bad, but I'm jumping off too. I'm getting off to watch some videos and shit. See if
I was thinking about playing Conan
figure out
after
what
this.
you guys
Are you
mean
sure
by
you wanna get up?
getting scared.
Watch him, homie. It's
Yeah.
interesting. It's interesting.
Oh yeah.
Alright, Ninja.
Yeah, I'm about
Fuck.
to clear off one.
So
Alright,
you think we want to wrap it up?
yeah, we've
I
been
think so,
streaming
guys.
for fucking
2 hours and 42 minutes.
Jesus.
Alright,
fuck.
well, if this is the end of it, I'll just stay for the end and then
Alright,
we'll watch.
Yeah, we'll fucking.
Alright, bet.
Alright, fucking. Look, it's been a hell of a fucking podcast. Our longest podcast we've ever done, by the way. I want
Wow.
to thank you, Chromo, for coming on the podcast and telling us about yourself. Guys, if you guys want to check out anything he does, or anything we do, go ahead and go down in the description below. You can check out our Discord, our Twitter, our Instagram. If there's anyone you enjoy in the group of E-Gang, except for Extend because he doesn't have a fucking YouTube channel because he's goofy.
Yeah.
All of the links to our separate YouTube channels, mine, Hatters, Aderlands, they're all down in the description. You can click them. Go show your favorite host some love. We're gonna, like I said, we're gonna put YSB Chromo's YouTube in there. Show him some love. Go fucking support him with the E-Gang pride. You know what I mean? Go show him what's up. Like I said, join the Discord if you want to stay in touch with everything we do. When we're gonna live broadcast like a video game or something. I'm getting pretty bad about posting when we're gonna do podcasts, but I'm gonna start getting better about it. Or if you just want to cut up and chat with us or fans of us, go ahead and just fucking click that link and join our Discord and stay connected with us. We got all our social medias in there as well as the description box. All of our Instagrams, Twitters, fucking all that shit's in there. Go fucking show us some love. Oh, and by the way, I said this once on a podcast before. I'm gonna say it one more time. There's 46% of you guys watching us that aren't subscribed. What the fuck is that shit? It takes you
Op
2
shit.
seconds. It
Some
doesn't.
op shit
It
is
doesn't
what it
cost you
is.
anything. and it makes the world for us. It means the world for us. Go ahead, just click that button. And if you're one of the people who are subscribed, and you're like, bro, where was the last E-King video? I didn't even catch that shit. Right next to the subscription button is a little bell. Ring that bell and you'll get notified every single time. We are 100% going to be late on every video we do. So every time we do upload, you'll get a notification saying straight to your phone. Yeah, we got some new shit coming up. I know Ader is working on a video that he doesn't even want to post on his own channel. He wants it. He thinks it's so good. He wants it to go on the E-Gang channel. So I'm getting ready to post that here coming up. The video. Hey, listen here.
I'm gonna do a
E-Gang
Minecraft Let's Play.
Dude. Do a Minecraft Let's Play. That's what's up. Just record it and shit. The video explaining. If you fucking made it. Look, we got 1 or 2 people right now. I can't remember. I think there's 1. So whoever made it to the very end, if you want to see the video, well, you're gonna see it anyway.
I think
the
it's the
video is
Homeboy
gonna probably come out. It may be. The video is gonna come out Wednesday, and that's gonna be proof of Grizzly getting lit on fire with some funny moments, and the video of us blowing up the duck blood. So be fucking anticipating that. Anything else anyone has to say? YSB, you want to shout out all your social medias real quick right here at the end?
Shit. My Instagram is ysb.chromo, and yeah, that's about it.
What about that SoundCloud, YouTube, homie?
Yeah.
I gotta.
The YouTube's gonna be in the description
man.
box.
You wanna stay low key.
Stay low key. Doesn't want our whole 21 subscribers to find
silence.
him, making him No, but it is really cool to have you on here. And like I said, anytime you want to be on this shit, just let us know. We'll fucking get you on it ASAP.
Yeah, bro.
That's cool.
Appreciate you guys
all
having
right.
me.
Hell yeah, dog. Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah. Alright, so one more time at the
E